The dream sheets in a second set.
Good morning, everyone. We're going live right now.
at mypillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879.
Here we go. Welcome. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And everybody watching, like the video. If you don't mind, like the video and share the video. That helps a lot. Those likes help a tremendous amount. Yeah, I just saw the Spacex launch with my naked eye, which I'm very excited about. So I'm going to talk about that in the beginning, and then we'll get to this mass resignations of police officers. But I want to talk about SpaceX first, which is, of course, a great triumph of Trump, who put Americans back in space. Here we go.
Go gain 1. That's 1-888. Go gain 1.
Hey guys, welcome to the program. It is 5 minutes after 6 o'clock in the morning. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. We are here live with you weekday mornings from 6 until 9 a.m. with the overnight rebroadcast, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week. Well, welcome everyone. I'm very excited, I just saw with my naked eye one of President Trump's greatest accomplishments. That's right. SpaceX. I just saw with my naked eye out of the window of the radio station the SpaceX launch, and it was absolutely amazing. Rich Allen, who's over at the radio station studio, I came in a little early today into the radio station and got the studio set up because the SpaceX launch was at 5:49, and our radio station studio is 149 miles away from Cape Kennedy, at least a 149-mile drive. We actually might be closer because, you know, the roads zigzag and go all over the place. But I put on iMaps to drive to Cape Kennedy from the radio stations, 149 miles. So I was watching the launch from YouTube. We're on the top floor of the office building here, and we're right on the beach. We're right on the beach here. And I've never watched a launch from this spot. So we went over to the, we have 4 studios, radio studios here at the radio station. So I went over to one of the other studios. We turned all the lights off, and boom, did we see it out of the window, due north from where I'm standing right now. We saw the SpaceX rocket go straight up. It was just amazing. And there's not really a lot of clouds out today. It's pretty clear. It's a clear sky and a clear sky as well. If you want to know what a clear sky is, you got to be a meteorologist. No, clear skies early this morning. Very few clouds. So I had a pretty good idea we would get a view of it. I didn't realize how spectacular it was. So we watched the SpaceX launch. Boom, go straight up, and we watched it till, boom, we couldn't see it again, and it was way up there in the outer atmosphere, heading up into outer space. And I came back here to the this studio, and Rich was still over there at the other one, and he said, you got to see this, you got to see it. So I ran over there, and we saw the SpaceX rocket way up high in the sky, just flying by at however fast it goes. It looked like a comet. And it was just, boom, like a comet going across the sky, which was absolutely amazing. I think, you know, here we are, 149 miles away. So we're watching. This is just a few minutes ago because the launch was at 5:49 a.m. So the launch was only 9 minutes ago. So then we see the rocket going like a comet, and it was absolutely spectacular. And then we lost sight of it for a moment, and then we saw which is one of the coolest things of all, is we actually got to see the main SpaceX rocket coming down from the sky to land on that barge out in the ocean with the full thrust going. I couldn't believe it. Was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So boom, saw with my naked eye right here in Florida. And, you know, SpaceX is one of President Trump's greatest accomplishments. I'll tell you why. And then my main topic here in the first hour is going to be something scary is going on. There's been a mass resignation of police officers throughout this country. We're in big trouble. I'm going to get to that in just a few minutes. But I got to talk about this SpaceX launch that I just saw with my naked eye. First time I've seen a manned space launch with my naked eye in many, many years. I used to watch the shuttles take off all the time. Because here in Florida, you can see the launches. I've seen some unmanned rockets from time to time, but they're tiny. And they're hard to see from South Florida. But when you have something that's big enough to take humans, it's a much bigger rocket. And this one launching in the early morning hours where the sun comes up, you get a great view down here. You don't have to be that close. But, you know, President Obama shut down the manned American space program. I know they say Bush did it, but Bush didn't. Bush, the space shuttle fleet, which is, you know, two of them didn't make it, right? We had the Challenger and Columbia. It was awful. But President Nixon is the president who signed off on the construction of the first space shuttle. So very old technology. And when George W. Bush was president, he approved the replacement manned vehicle for the space shuttle. Because the space shuttles, they're falling out of they're disintegrating on re-entry. One blew up. You know, it's dated technology. It wasn't very good, and they were worn. And each one cost, if I remember, $1 billion, or was it $2 billion? I think it was $2 billion the shuttles cost in the early days. But anyway, so President Bush approved NASA's replacement vehicle to the space shuttle. And one of Obama's first actions as president was to cancel the replacement shuttle vehicle. So what did we have to do? Our astronauts, a humiliation to the United States. We had to hitch rides up into space on these 1970s era Russian rockets. Just a humiliation, taking off from the Soviet Union. Might as well be the Soviet Union still, what we had to do. Just a humiliation. But the left hate America, and liberals never liked America's domination of space. So President Trump comes along with Elon Musk and restarted the American manned space program. And it's absolutely amazing. Americans, I know there's others on this rocket, but the American manned space program launching once again from Florida, where all launches should be from, because of Donald Trump. And it's very important for America to have dominance in space. And we do, thanks to Donald Trump. I hope President Trump, you know, I know he's up early. I hope he stepped outside of Mar-a-Lago and caught a glimpse of the SpaceX launch too. I bet you he did. You think he got up with Barron this morning? Barron's got school today. He's got to be up. The president gets up all the time. Do you guys think President Trump got up early at Mar-a-Lago with Barron and watched the launch? I bet you he did. Bet you he did. He did that, Donald Trump. And it's pretty amazing. All right, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I'll take a call or two. Then we'll take our first break. And then I'll get into this, just a scary story of police resigning and retiring out of protest for everything that is going on. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hey, Jeff from the Ranches again.
Hey, Jeff. How you doing?
Spectacular. Spectacular this morning. Amazing. You can see the booster rocket separation.
Oh, did you see? Oh, did you? Are you hearing? Oh, you saw it with your own eyes too.
Oh yeah, I was on my way to work with the Ranches, and I could see it clear. It was. I haven't seen one that clear in a long time.
I've got goosebumps. I mean, I haven't seen with my naked eye. I haven't seen a manned space launch from Florida since I was like, I don't know, a kid in high school with the space shuttles.
Yeah, today was phenomenal. It was beautiful, clear sky. Nice press center there. We were back and forth on it, and it was very unique. It seemed to be farther north than I used to, farther west than I used to see it. And it could have just been that I was driving and pulled off the road, but it was amazing.
Now, did you see? Now, I thought it was very interesting because I saw this. I saw the right at launch. I saw it go straight up. But I'd never seen the main rocket before, and it was going across the sky like a comet. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Something else.
It sure is. It's exciting. Well, Trump did that. President Trump did that for us.
I'm 100% sure he watched that. I'm sure they were both watching.
Oh, you think President Trump got up with Barron at Mar-a-Lago and watched that too?
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, American pride is something that these leftists hate. American pride is a negative to them, but I've got goosebumps. I think it's awesome. I want to go out and buy a Tesla today just to thank Elon Musk.
My friends up there, they said almost 250,000 people were expected. That's a good American turnout.
Yeah, exactly. All right, hey man, thanks. Take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hi, Brian. This is John in Wellington.
Hey, John. How you doing?
Wonderful. The view from here of the SpaceX launch was absolutely spectacular.
Okay, so here we got John from Wellington. So you saw this triumphant Trump accomplishment of the SpaceX launch this morning with your naked eye too.
I absolutely did. I got it on video, and as a matter of fact, from where I'm standing now, if you look north, you can still see the vapor that's over from the launch.
Wow.
In fact, I took a couple of pictures and sent them to you. As far as Mr. Trump is concerned, you're asking if he woke up to see this launch. Brian, Mr. Trump's probably already been up for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, but yeah, sure.
The man is unstoppable.
Yeah, you think he got Barron up and they went outside at Mar-a-Lago? I mean, Barron's got to be up to get ready for school anyway.
Absolutely, it was a.
Did you see the main rocket return to land? That was cool.
Yes, I did, and as it soared through the sky, just like you said, it looked exactly like a comet.
Yeah.
The reason for my call was you're mentioning the fact that there are mass resignations
and retirements
across the country. I'm wondering if this isn't all part of the left plan to install basically their Gestapo.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We're lucky that we're in Ron DeSantis's free Florida, where we don't have these things. But if you're in one of these Democrat cities, Baltimore, Philly, wherever, Minneapolis, oh my goodness, you're in trouble.
Well, if you're in one of those cities, just by statistics alone, you probably think their Gestapo is a good idea.
Yeah, really, exactly. Yeah.
Taxes are a good idea, and their Obamacare is a good idea.
Well, people don't understand this. I don't think most people realize this. You guys that listen to this show realize it, because those of you that listen to, you sound like you're out in the woods with Snow White every time you call, with the birds chirping back there. But I know I've got a lot of birds in my backyard too. My backyard sounds like wherever you're at right now. But anyway, I don't think most people realize that in the last year, since the COVID lockdowns, we are going through the largest cultural change of American society since the slaves were freed. Because that was a big change too, because blacks were being integrated into our society, and white people had to compete with jobs, because a lot of these slaves had skills like blacksmithing skills and things like this. But this is a big cultural change, and people talk about this Great Reset. There's a Great Reset going on in America right now. D.C. statehood, so they can have the Senate control forever, the Democrats, for example. What's going on with the police, mandates for this, restrictions on that. Here you have the President of the United States telling us that on American Independence Day, you don't have the independence to have people over for a barbecue in your own personal backyard at home. We're going through a cultural shift that none of us alive have experienced before. And it's not good. And every shift is towards loss of freedom, loss of liberty. You see it.
Washington is concerned. I was brought up to believe that Washington as a state was illegal because it was the nation's capital. And as far as the 4th of July is concerned, I think that's going to backfire Biden's face. Everyone's going to flip him the finger, and they're going to have the best 4th.
Well, D.C. statehood, again, I'm not, Mark Levin is the constitutional expert, but my understanding is they just can't vote it in as a state. There's a huge process, and the District of Columbia would first have to become a territory, and it's not even that. It doesn't even have the designation of being a U.S. territory, like Puerto Rico or Guam or the Virgin Islands or something. It's a district, and the process to become a state isn't some votes in Congress. It's been a long time since it's happened, but there's a lot of hoops that you got to go through, and I think they would first have to become a U.S. territory, which still would not give them senators or representations with votes. They have representation in the House, delegates. They have a voice but no vote. And my understanding is that it is also not legal for the District of Columbia to become a U.S. state. The reason for that, I was always taught in school, was that the state officials would have authority over the federal government if that were to happen, because they would control it. And there's truth to that. You could have if the District of Columbia became a state, you could have a governor or a state legislature vote a law that would stop the federal government from being able to function, because they would control that state. Like if they did a lockdown, like if Governor Whitmer was the governor of the District of Columbia, she'd be able to shut down the federal government, in effect. You know, literally.
If what you and I believe to be true as far as Washington is concerned, maybe it's an act of misdirection. Maybe they're focusing on Washington, and we're all looking at Washington. Meanwhile, the left is doing everything in their...
No, they're working on everything. They got a lot of balls up in the air, so we can't focus in on any particular one. They want to do it all, because they know they want 2 more seats in the Senate. You know, and, you know, that's what they're doing. All right, John in Wellington, thanks for the call. Let me take one more call before the break. All right, good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, Brian, this is Dee from Newport Richie.
Hey, did you catch the SpaceX launch with your naked eye?
Yes, I did.
Oh, man.
Actually, it was incredible.
It was.
My husband and I were outside sitting, having coffee. It was about 5:47, waiting for the 5:49 launch. I grabbed my phone, got my Marco Polo app going, and I hit the record. So all the people that app in the group Brian Craig fans were able to see that.
Oh, cool. You know, you're a little further. You're further north than I am, so you got a better view than me.
I'm directly across from Orlando, but I'm West Coast of Florida.
Yeah.
It was so unreal that I am about an hour and a half away from the launch site, and I could hear that rocket no problem. It was
really
incredible. Yeah, but what I was really worried about, though, and I had never seen this before, is that when that rocket went vertical, in a couple of minutes, it wasn't going vertical anymore. It was heading off to the left. I was like, oh my God.
Due east, yeah.
And then I saw the booster come off, and I had never seen a booster look like that in my life. So what I've learned, and I was concerned, and you can hear I was concerned when you watched the Marco Polo video, but what we were worried about is, what the heck is that booster doing? It was lingering too long. So what we learned is that this same booster was used last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was SpaceX's way of being able to save every piece. So that booster was used again today, and it was actually going to land on a drone ship.
Yeah.
I Still Love You.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing when the main rocket, you know, because you saw it from, you're north and west of Cape Kennedy. I'm due south. So you got a different angle. What it looked like from here is it looked like a comet going across the sky, and then boom, you could see all of a sudden it stopped, and we could see it come straight down, and there was a lot of thrust coming out of that rocket as it was coming down. I mean, it was just, I've got goosebumps. It was amazing to see what Trump did.
Yeah, and you know what? He's such a brilliant. I captured the comet look that you're talking about.
Yeah.
All the glow in the sky. So it was really.
Now, do you think President Trump got up this morning with Barron and watched it?
Yeah, it was. By the time this launched, he was probably already having lunch.
Yeah, probably. President Trump likes to wake Barron. Well, Barron has to be up for school, but he likes to get Barron up in the middle of the night, early in the morning. You know, poor Barron. You know. All right, listen, I got to run, but take care. Thanks so much. All right, listen, we'll take our break. A little late here, but any of you others here in Florida, if you're just tuning in, we blessed people that live in the great state of Florida just had an opportunity, which we haven't had in a long time, to see from Florida an American rocket, an American spaceship, send Americans with some other international people. But the American manned space program is back thanks to President Trump, and we got to see this great launch with our naked eyes this morning. And I'm getting pictures from people that also saw it. We saw it right out of the top floor window of the radio station here, and it was just beautiful that President Trump brought back the American pride, really one of the jewels of America, and that is the American manned space program. All right, we'll take our break. We'll be back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are State of Florida certified roofing and general contractors, focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Hurricane season is right around the corner. This gives us only a short period of time to make sure your roof and home is ready for the 2021 hurricane season. So don't delay and call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Our website is www.laportacontracting.com, where you will find our latest video and live testimonials from a few of our past clients. Our number again is 954-604-4602.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig, 26 minutes after. One last thing on this historic SpaceX launch that we got to see in Florida here with our naked eyes. So exciting, so exciting. One last thing. By the way, if you saw the launch this morning, not on TV, not on YouTube, but with your eyes as I did this morning, feel free to call and share your experience, because this is this great Trump accomplishment of returning the American manned space program to us. One last thing about it, then I'll get into what I wanted to start off with this morning. You know, the launches happen here in Florida, and the reason that the launches take place in Florida is because of the ocean. They want the rockets to take off over the ocean in case there's a problem, like with Challenger, and there's no one underneath to get hurt. That's why they take off from Florida, and that makes sense. We've got Cape Kennedy up there. But as soon as the launch happens, they switch controls to the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. Have any of you ever wondered why the rockets take off and we have mission control here in Florida, but immediately after launch it switches over to Houston? Doesn't it make sense to have everything in the same place? Why do you think that is? I'm not going to troll for calls. I want to tell you a minute, but why do you think that is? Why do the rockets take off from mission control at Cape Kennedy, Cape Canaveral here in Florida, and then they've got this other space center in Texas that takes over, the Johnson Space Center in Texas? Why do you think that is? You know why? Because Democrats are the most corrupt people ever. They're corrupt thieves. Because at the time of the founding of NASA, Lyndon Johnson was the senior United States Senator from Texas. And because he was the top guy in the Senate, he wasn't president yet. He was just a corrupt senator, like Joe Biden would be one day in the Senate. And for NASA to get their appropriations through the Senate that was controlled by the Democrats, Johnson wasted, I mean, just over the years, probably trillions upon trillions of dollars by having a separate space center when it should all be in the same place. I know, it's disgusting, isn't it? That's how low-life Democrats are. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hello, Brian?
Yes, you're on the radio.
Johnny from Ireland here.
Oh, hey, Johnny in Ireland. You didn't see SpaceX over in Ireland, did you?
No. Maybe on the news.
Yeah. What's on your mind? Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Officer.
Okay, Derek Chauvin, go ahead.
It's been released in the news over here that he was a cop for 20 years and he had 4 times the amount of complaints than your average police officer. So he was a bad cop.
I don't know if he had 4 times the amount of police of the average police officer. I don't know what that means. I've read some articles where he had 16 complaints. 22, 16, I don't know. What does that mean? I mean, people complain. People complain about me all the time. Okay, and if you think about it, most of the complaints that come towards me, mean that I'm doing my job well. What type of person typically makes a complaint against a police officer, would you say?
Well, yeah, someone that doesn't like the police.
Well, I'll give you an example of someone who would make a complaint against the police. You're right. Somebody that doesn't like the police. Right. What kind of person does not like the police?
Crooks.
Yeah, that's right. Crooks. Yeah. You know what? I used to not like the police. I did. You know when I didn't like the police? At what point in my life?
When you were a teenager.
Yeah, exactly. When I was a teenager, I didn't like the cops around. I didn't want anything to do. Why do you think I didn't like the cops when I was a teenager?
Well, you're rebellious, aren't you?
I wasn't committing crime, I wasn't out doing crime, but I was doing things. I was you know how teenage boys are in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, living on the beach here. You're doing things that if the cops come along, they'll run you off or get you in trouble. The type of people that are law-abiding citizens don't make complaints against cops. We don't have any beef with the cops. People that make complaints against cops are people that don't want the cops around because they're doing things that the cops stop them from doing.
Right. You know that the policeman that shot the 16-year-old in Columbus, I saw that, and he was right, wasn't he? He had a knife the other girl in the neck.
Oh yeah, and not only that. Let me play this audio. The girl whose life was saved, the one in pink. Now, the one girl was going to stab her in the neck. There's been a second piece of body cam footage that came out when the police all arrived after her life was saved. One of the officers walked the girl in pink to his police car so he could separate her and talk to her and get her statement. And she talked to him along the way. Let me play this for you. Hold on, I've got this. Okay, this is, it gets a little clearer as it goes on. But listen to this. This is the girl in pink whose life was saved by the hero cop of Columbus, Ohio. Here we listen to this.
She came out at you with a knife earlier?
No, she just, that's what...
Okay, now this guy with the accent, that's a police officer. That's not an Ohio accent. I don't know what kind of accent that is. But the male voice is the police officer. The female voice you hear here is the girl in pink whose life was just saved by the hero cop.
She came out at you with a knife earlier?
No, she just, that's what the police did.
That lady on the floor?
She came after me.
With a knife?
Yeah, so he got her.
She came after me with a knife, so he got her. So she just told the second officer that police officer saved her life. That's the girl in pink talking.
Yeah, right for her neck that knife was going, and he didn't even have a second to react.
And that's a stab wound to the neck is a death blow.
Yeah, yeah. So, but just one more point. Do you know any couples that are, the woman is a Democrat and the husband a Republican, or vice versa? Because I don't think they'd get on very well, do you?
People that are married typically are of the same political party, okay? Rarely do you have somebody rarely do you have a couple that's married where one's a Republican and one's a Democrat. And the reason for that is that Republicans and Democrats have a different moral code of life, right? As a Republican, I'm pro-life. A Democrat is pro-abortion. And the list goes on and on. people that are of different political parties are not compatible in a marriage. You have a different set of morals.
Yeah, do they bring that into the children when they're at school then?
Do they what? I'm sorry.
Yeah, do they influence that when you're a child at school and teach?
Well, I'll tell you, I went to college as an adult, okay? When I went to college, I was an adult working on the radio, okay? And I had liberal, and I was, everybody else is a kid out of high school, and I was an adult with a wife and a kid at home working on the radio, going to college. So I had liberal professors, I had liberal students beside me, and I just had to keep my damn mouth shut all the time in class. I wouldn't have gotten through college if they knew. I had one time a professor knew me, from the radio, and got so pissed off about it that he called live on the air to talk about my work, which is, by the way, a violation of ethics. He gave me a grade that I didn't think I deserved on a paper, and he called me on the air and called me out on it. I had one incident happen. Let me tell you about this real quick. This is an amazing thing. I kept my politics to myself when I was in college because I'm conservative, an adult man with these liberal professors. And college professors are children. They've never left school. They were in school for a long time to get their PhDs, and then when they graduate, they get a job at a school. So they're never out in the adult world. So they have a childlike mentality. And I had a sociology class in college, and the professor was black. And he was discussing affirmative action. And a student in class had asked him, why do we need affirmative action still today? Seems things are pretty normal. I always sat in the front row in all of my college classes, right? We're all I know the cool kids sitting back, but I always sat in the front row so that my vision from the board for my note-taking wasn't obstructed. The professor comes up to me, he puts his hand on my shoulder, he looks at the class, and he says, the reason we need affirmative action, and then he looks down at me with his hand on my shoulder and says, because people like you will only hire people who look like you, which means he called me a racist. He was saying that if I were in a position to hire people, I would only hire white people. And I said, no, that's not true. And he says, no, he says, all the studies, all the research has shown that people that look like you will hire people that look like you. And I said, no, that's just not the case. And then he says with all arrogance, and his hand is still on my shoulder, he's the professor, and I'm sitting in his desk, and he's on top of me. In front of, and college classes are big. 150 kids, 200 students, something, but one of those big classes. And I mean, I couldn't believe. And he says, then he leans into me closer, and I told this story on the air when it happened, so those of you that are longtime listeners may have heard this way back in the day. He says to me then, he leans in closer, and he says, what makes you think you're so different than everyone else when every bit of research shows that people that look like you will only hire people that look like you? And I said to him, my daughter is black, I don't judge people by race, and I don't care about race. Whoa. The class went silent, and somebody in the back of the classroom says, you don't know what to say to him now, do you, Professor? And that was in the first couple of weeks of the course. And I sat there for the rest of the semester. I got an A in the class, but it was uncomfortable for him because that was a humiliation that joker probably still remembers today. That was beautiful. And that's the only time I got into my politics while I was in college, because I was there to get a degree, not to, pollute people's minds with way I think people should be able to make up their own minds when they're kids. But that's how these leftist professors are. That was a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I mean, that's like out of a movie. I mean, that was like so. I told the story the next day on the air, and it was because it was such a beautiful. I almost transferred out of the class after that, but I did it. I got an A in the class, but I almost transferred out after that because I was afraid he was gonna, give me a bad grade.
Yeah. All right, love the show.
Hey, one last thing. In Ireland, because you're calling me from Ireland, are you in Ireland or Northern Ireland?
Well, no, actually, I'm from Ireland.
Where do you live? Oh, you're in London. Oh my goodness, where they have armed and unarmed police. What good does an unarmed police officer... If you're in trouble, right, and your life's in danger, and you call the cops, what can an unarmed cop do? How can they save your life? If you called the cops in London and someone's got a knife to your neck, like in Columbus, Ohio, what could an unarmed policeman do to save your life?
No, they've got a bat. Nothing.
They got a bat. So actually, if what happened in Columbus was in London, even though that girl had a knife, she would be more heavily armed than the cop.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. God help you guys in London. See, that's why we broke away from you guys. Yeah. All right, take care, man. All right, let's take our break. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. We'll be back right after this.
This is Lori Kane. And
oh my goodness!
About Brighton Dental Care.
Could you imagine?
A lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners.
That's scary.
Cavities. I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me.
Welcome. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We're in a break right now. If you're new here, my name's Brian Craig. I co-host this radio show here, The Steve Kane Show. And we're on a whole bunch of radio stations, AM and FM. We take live calls. We talk about all the issues from our radio listeners. And you guys watching on YouTube, you can call in too, no matter where you are. That guy is in London, England. 1-888-465-2631 is the number.
Visit them at BrightonDental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Hello,
oh, man.
I'm excited to announce my new product, My Slippers. They took me over 2 years to do.
Yeah, that college professor. I forgot about that story. I haven't told that story in a while.
All day long, no matter what you're doing, whether you're inside or outside. My Slippers come with an exclusive 3-tier cushioning system that you...
Well, welcome everyone who's new. Like the video too. Oh, man. I still have goosebumps for seeing that SpaceX launch out the window.
My slippers are made with high-quality leather and a premium indoor-outdoor sole that make them extremely durable. I guarantee they're going to be the most comfortable slippers you'll ever own.
And right now, save 40% off the MyPillow My Slippers when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout.
Here we go. We're coming back.
Is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, welcome back, everyone. If you're on hold, stand by. Let me start to get into the main topic, which is what's happening to our fine police officers of America. I've got a few stories on this. This is the first one out of Albuquerque. Listen to this. I saw this on Fox News Channel. An Albuquerque police union leader explained why several officers have left the emergency response team following a protest, stressing that morale among officers is gone. Police Officer Union President Sean Willoughby on Fox News says officers don't feel supported and don't trust their leaders. He stressed that Albuquerque officers are tired of being managed by politics. 17 officers, including 1 lieutenant and 2 sergeants, resigned from the team that handles protest following a counter-protest earlier this month. According to KOB-TV4 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, an armed man who was taunting demonstrators was detained by field officers during the protest. And at the time of his arrest, the man was not charged. Albuquerque Police Department officials reversed that decision. An officer was placed on leave as an investigation was conducted. The outlet noted that according to the Albuquerque Police Department, there was a breakdown in the chain of command about whether charges should be filed. It goes on and on. The chief made it clear we cannot have a breakdown in communications. It goes on and on and on. And the union president said, we have worked hard to earn the public's trust, and now they're undermining us. Now, this is only the first story. I have others. The counter-protest team, that's like a special elite team of officers that have special training, special qualifications, and unique experiences to handle protesters. The teams resigned in Albuquerque. I hope BLM doesn't hear this story and head out there. And the reason they're resigning is because they're afraid. Not of losing their life. Every police officer, from the moment they enter the police academy, know that every day when they leave that house and put on their gun, their badge, and their uniform, and they're out there, that can happen. But if they lose their life in the line of duty, their family is taken care of. So they knowingly take that risk every day. What officers are afraid of is what happens when you do your job and you're arrested because a couple of jokers have an iPhone and put a video up with this mob mentality we have in our government today with Maxine's mob and everything. That what they're afraid of is not getting shot. They're afraid of getting arrested and going to prison, being sued after they're fired. They're afraid if they stay on the job, they won't be able to provide for their families. If the worst happens to them in a confrontation with a bad guy, their families will be taken care of by the department benefits. If they get arrested or fired, they get put in prison like Derek Chauvin, who's going to talk about college? What about their kids' college? What about their wife? How are they going to pay their mortgage or car payments? So they're leaving. Can't do police work. This may be one of President Trump's main issues to run on for his re-election in 2024. Build the wall. We need to build back our police forces. I mean, think about it. You know, people that are police officers, most of them are family men with wives and kids. And a lot of cops work overtime if they can. How many police officers work extra details on their days off to make more money? It's not because they're greedy. It's because they've got kids. They got a wife they got to support. So they work details on their days off. When they've had, they had a stressful week already, they're tired, they work on their days off to make extra money to support their family. And some joker who's a felon, who's a bail jumper, tries to evade arrest when he's wanted on a gun charge. They arrest this guy, he resists, he runs, he gets shot, boom, they're going to jail, they lose all their benefits, now their family lose everything. Their kids can't go to college, their wife loses the house, and they're in prison. So they're leaving. That's what they're afraid of. That's Biden's America. We're only 100 and how many days into this? Let me take the last break of the first hour. There's only one opening on the board, so if you're on hold, stand by. The phones are cooking today. That our number from anywhere. Just had a call from London, England. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. That's 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome, everyone. Again, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. What's up?
Confirmation on the shooting tail. That made it look like a comet.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody sent me a really good picture from their house. Let me see. This is from Wellington. Yeah. Now, a listener that called in, John from Wellington, he took a picture on his walk. This is the booster rocket. And remember I said it was going across the sky like a comet. He got a good picture. That's what this is. And he's about, I don't know, 20 minutes from where we're at. That's the SpaceX rocket. I'll put it close. As it's getting ready to come in for the landing. Okay. Pretty cool, huh?
You love listening to Steve Kane and Brian Craig for your daily dose of political pandemonium. Now you need a cure for the resulting anxiety and depression. Join us for the perfect prescription to help you cope with the world.
Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday nights at 11.
If you want answers about love, anger, pain, and relationships, join us for your chance to call in and share your stories, tears, or laughs. Take the opportunity to tell me what's on your mind.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All right, now, Al Knight and Dr. Lemaski, their show is on Saturdays on this radio station. So whatever radio station you listen to us on, as well as iHeartRadio, you can catch them Saturdays at 11 Eastern. And Dr. Lemaski, she's taking calls. If you need therapy, she's taking calls live on the air with your problems. And, she joined us. She was my therapist for a long time, my therapist. And Steve, when his marriage fell apart, was going to therapy, and he had this therapist that was like, I call it anti-therapy. Steve would go to this therapist, and he was like, had the razor blades out. The guy was doing the opposite of what a therapist. So I said, Steve, you got to go see Dr. Janae Lemaski. And he's been seeing her ever since. And I know a lot of you guys do, too, out there, because I hear from people that are hers. But she's on the radio with Al Knight every Saturday, 11 a.m. on this radio station. And this week, they're moving into our studio that we use here. They'll be in this same studio, but they have a different call-in number. They're forwarding a different number here, so you got to tune in for the right call-in number. All right, let's go back to our phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Good morning. Hello? Once. Twice. Okay. Good morning. You're on the radio. You're on the radio.
It's Mike and Boca.
Hey, Mike and Boca.
I did not see the launch.
Oh.
I do wake up early in the morning, and I honestly didn't. I didn't even know it was a launch this morning.
Well, you know.
Oh, my phone.
Well, you got to be more up to date. You missed seeing with your own naked eye one of President Trump's greatest accomplishments, and that's returning the American manned space program to us with that SpaceX launch today.
I was thinking about that, and I'm trying to remember it. The last time I saw the most amount of launches was when Reagan wasn't on.
Yeah.
Trump came into office. I tried to watch as many of them as I could, and I was this morning. I was like, oh dang it, I missed this one.
Well, next time. And if you're in Boca, because we're in Boca here, it was due north from Boca was the launch.
Yeah.
So what else is on, other than to tell me you missed Trump's historic thing, what is it you got on your mind?
The police department, that's just one. There's probably 50 or 60 counties across the United States that are going to have this problem.
Yeah, well, that's only my first story. I have other stories. I have other stories in other cities that I'm going to go through. But yeah, that's only the first one.
And the gentleman with the girls, and he had to shoot the one with the knife.
Yeah.
There's a third angle. Gentleman across the street, he's got a camera over his garage door for his driveway, and that camera clearly shows.
Julian, $5 super chat. Everyone thank Julian. I brought this up to you a week ago. This has been going on for 10 years or so. After those events, won't get apps, going to lose.
But he just drove there. That's the people, man, in the news. They're all telling people that, oh, he just drove there and shot a black teenager, a black female.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
There's three angles. So,
well, it's not just that. I played the audio. I'll play it again. The girl whose life was saved in Columbus, Ohio, the girl in the pink. Okay, she one of the other officers' body cam footage has been released. Another officer escorted her away from the crowd back to his car so she could give a statement, And what she said is picked up on his body cam. Let me play it for you. Listen.
She came out and she was a knife earlier?
No, she just, that's what the police did. She came after me.
With a knife?
Yeah, so he got her.
Okay, she came after me with a knife, she told the officer, so he got her. So that is the girl in pink telling a second officer that the responding officer saved her life. Case closed. Give him a medal. Make him a sergeant. And give him a promotion.
One more thing. That mayor, last week, I think it was either last week or Monday, he said at a meeting that he believes the cops, some cops, they should not have a weapon.
You're talking about Columbus, Ohio? You're talking about the mayor of Columbus? Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Columbus, Ohio. As I say oftentimes, I'm in Florida now, but Columbus, Ohio is my hometown. And I went to school there, in elementary school. I lived there. And this liberal snowflake mayor took down the statue of Christopher Columbus in front of City Hall a few months ago because it's racist. And he's actually entertained the idea of renaming Columbus, Ohio to another name because of Columbus and colonial. What about Columbus, Georgia? Why are they always picking on Columbus, Ohio? Why don't they ever talk about Columbus, Georgia? But so you got some liberal snowflake guy who's dealing with a lot of white liberal guilt, and he's just stoking the flames. And you know, I talk sometimes. My grandfather was a police officer for 30 years at this same police department, the Columbus, Ohio Police Department. If he were alive today, I'd have him on here telling you. But give me a break.
Anyways, so he was saying that, if they stop people in traffic stop, they should have a gun. Well, about 6 weeks ago, a cop in Arizona stopped a gentleman, and he's dead now because the gentleman he was armed.
Yeah, maybe police shouldn't have guns. Maybe they should just have nets, on a long pole, and they can just reach out and put. This idiot on The View, Joy Behar. Did you hear what Joy Behar said the cop should have done? Oh, she's a rocket scientist. She's a rocket scientist. Joy Behar from The View, she said yesterday that the cop should have fired his gun in the air. Now,
Williams said that too.
Juan Williams said to fire the gun in the air? Okay, now do you know what happens when you fire a gun up into the air? What happens?
The bullet's going to come down and hit somebody.
The bullet, okay, when you fire, yes, but a little more. When you fire a gun up into the air, it returns down to the ground at the speed that it left the barrel. It'll kill someone. When you shoot guns into the air and it comes down, someone can get killed. If it landed on a roof, it could go through the roof into a house. Joy Behar, what an idiot. What a stupid thing to say, Joy Behar.
The man in Arizona who died with the traffic stop, the wife has a lawyer because it's coming out that he was working with Homeland Security. And Homeland Security...
I don't know, we're getting sidetracked. But anyway, hey, Mike, thanks for the call. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
It's Rolanda. How you doing?
Hey, Rolanda.
Listen, I'm listening at a bunch of crackpots. First of all, I'm going to tell you this right now. That family in Ohio, if they didn't know this child had problems, I guess a few days ago they found out to what extent. I blame her parents, if she has any, if there is an intact home, or for that matter, whoever the parent was. Because I guarantee you, during her course in school, if she was such an honest student, she had anger management issues, that brought to the attention of the parent. I'm telling you, because they usually do that. That's one of the things that they usually...
Well, I'll tell you this. Listen, I don't know exactly how I would feel and react in that position. However, while I thanks to the Lord above, have never been in a situation to lose a child, I have known people who have. And the people I have known that have lost children, teenagers and younger, are not in the mindset where they can do TV interviews the people I've known that have lost children can't even function. And I know people say everyone grieves differently and everything, but I find it very strange. And I'll tell you, I saw some of the Dante Wright funeral, which was just the way some of these people behaved was really twisted. At that, I saw Ilhan Omar. You know, it was a political rally.
I know. I know. Like the Nazis used to use certain funerals in Germany. Listen, a lot of these people, and I'm just being, just like I listened to that crackpot that called from Tamarack. I couldn't get her out of my mind.
The caller from yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, and she said, "Well, couldn't you just have shot her in the?" No, you don't shoot her in the leg. The police department, they have certain protocols in different situations. And when you raise a child, you don't help to deal with their anger management issues, and they come across either with another weapon, whether it be a gun or a knife, at someone, the police are trained to take you down.
Well, that police officer saved the other girl's life. Listen, here's the deal with the stun gun. Stun guns don't work on people that are hopped up on adrenaline and other things, and that girl she was a big girl, and somebody with that big, the stun gun with the adrenaline going through her would have been probably ineffective.
It would have been ineffective. I'm a big woman myself, and I know it would be ineffective. But Brian, listen to me on this one. I guarantee you, they were told, her parents were told early on, something's going on with her. You may need to deal with this. They never dealt with it, and that's what this ended in. I'm telling you, I'm telling you from some things that I know in the past about certain history.
Yeah, but see, now a lot of times, you know, there's money to be made. You know, I mean, like Al Sharpton went out there to Minneapolis. He was Dante Wright funeral, and he made this very arrogant video of him walking to his private jet. You know, and that private jet cost money for the fuel. I don't know if he owns it or charters it, but whatever, it costs money. He's not out there for nothing, Al Sharpton. He's out there to pay for that jet.
No, but see, here's the thing. They take this cat after something like this, and they put him on leave. Now, this is, to me, that was grossly inappropriate and grossly unfair. This man saved that child's life. Anybody who's listening to what you just said a few moments ago, that child knew she was about to die.
Yeah.
But that's right.
That's right. And the shooting in the leg or the knife, the reason they shoot for center mass is so they don't miss and hit an innocent person.
Right. Exactly. And that's what the man from Wellington was trying to say too. Valerie Jarrett. The pardon.
Well, listen, I got to run. We're 2 minutes late for the break, but I appreciate the call. We got to run. All right, if you're on hold, don't go anywhere. 2 minutes after 7. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. We will be right back after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hey, those of you new here, make sure you subscribe. And everybody in the chat room, there's over 1,000 of you in there. Like the video, please. That helps tremendously. And share the video. If all of you like, subscribe, and share, oh man, I'd be so happy. It would help me out a lot. Yeah, I got some more stories on the cops leaving and resigning. I'll get to that after the break here. Yeah.
They couldn't be fixed. He goes, pull your vehicle in. I pulled the vehicle in. He took the tire off. He pulled out the plug that the guy in Coral Springs put in there, and he heat shielded it. He kind of patched it or whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. And he goes, you don't need any tires. He goes, I fixed that one. Give me $20. But the guy in Coral Springs wanted $500
wow.
for 2 tires.
That was exciting seeing that. Oh, I see my wife's in there. Yeah, I just, if you're just tuning in, right before, I talked about it at the beginning of the show, but right before the show started, I went to the, there's 4 radio studios here at the radio station. So I went to the one of the other radio studios and got to see the launch of SpaceX, which was just really super cool this morning.
Over $65 million in revenue this year already. Boycotts are being pushed by the left. Stand with Mike Lindell. Support MyPillow.
I was on C-SPAN 2 weeks ago. I have my C-SPAN appearances on my YouTube channel here. So if you look on my videos, you'll see.
Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. Support Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Don't let the tech giants, don't let the left, and don't let the media cancel Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned
That's right.
with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South
it was exciting. It was exciting. I mean, it just, and we got to see the rocket launch. Then we got to see the main rocket come in and land out in the ocean. Could see it right out of the window.
Listening to South Florida's longest running radio show.
Well, thank you, Smiling Snow Squirrel. I think the show's awesome too.
Toll free. Call 1-888-GO-KANE. 1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE. 1. And now, here's...
All right. Welcome. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. Do I seem well-rested and filled with energy right now? I do, don't I? Don't I sound great today? I'm talking about energy. I'm not talking about agreeing with what I'm saying. I'm talking about I'm well-rested. I'm awake. Boom. I'm fresh. Just started my second hour on the radio. I've been up for a long time, over 3.5 hours, and the reason I am so well rested because I have my MyPillow mattress topper from MyPillow. My wife and I, we got our MyPillow mattress topper last Saturday. Been sleeping on it all week, and every day for the first time in years and years and years and years, I wake up when my alarm goes off in the morning. My alarm goes off at 3:30. I always wake up a half hour before, an hour before. If I'm lucky, 15 minutes before. All week long, my alarm has woken me up because I'm in a deep, restful sleep with the MyPillow mattress topper. Listen, get one for yourself. The main reason we got it is my wife was having back pain and shoulder pain. And since the first night, which was Saturday night, we've been sleeping on the MyPillow mattress topper. Her shoulder pain gone, her back pain gone, and I'm sleeping the whole night through. Now, Mother's Day's coming up. It's a great gift for your mom, your grandmother, your mother-in-law, your wife, your daughter, if she's a mother, for Mother's Day. I know a lot of you think I'm a mother, and maybe I am sometimes, but not that kind of mother. That's another day. If you get your mother or the mom on your list a MyPillow mattress topper for Mother's Day, it's a gift that she'll wake up remembering you gave her every morning. It's that good. Go to MyPillow.com, use the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, and receive 30% off your MyPillow mattress topper. Not only that, you get 30% off with the promo code Kane. You also get 2 free premium MyPillows. And on my YouTube channel, my wife and I made a video of us unboxing the mattress topper when we got it in the mail on Saturday. And we unbox it. First thing that I take out of the box, you'll see, are the 2 free MyPillows. And then we make the bed with it. And of course, we use the MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets on our bed too. You can see the whole video there. So go to MyPillow.com, use the promo code Kane, get yourself, get your mom, or the mom on your Mother's Day gift-giving list a MyPillow mattress topper. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. If you're on hold, stand by. I'll go right to the phones in a moment. So in the last hour, I shared a story. Albuquerque, New Mexico, their special response protest team of police officers resigned, including a lieutenant and a couple of sergeants, because they can't police anymore. They go to a protest and police, or they're all jammed up. All right? That's what happens. Let's go to Philadelphia. Listen to this. They have a police shortage in Philadelphia. This is WPVI ABC News 6 local television affiliate in Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, police are having trouble finding new recruits to even join the police force, even as officials say the department is severely understaffed. Their local union president says it's kind of like a perfect storm developing. The eye of the storm revolves around several issues, including a dramatic rise in the number of Philadelphia police officers filing for retirement, a diminishing pool of young people who want to even be a big city cop, and the suspension of a new officer training because of the pandemic. Under normal circumstances, there would be dozens of new recruits coming in for training every 3 months. Now, though, the most recent class graduated last December. The next one isn't expected to begin until next month. You've got to remember that once you go into the academy, it takes about 10 months to finish. So we're not looking at putting any new boots on the ground until maybe next spring, and those are rookie officers with no experience. Then, this is the Philadelphia Police Union president. Then you throw in recent changes in department's residency rules mandating all police trainees live in Philadelphia before they enter the academy. No one is going to move to Philadelphia hoping that they get a job. They want to make sure they secure employment, then move in. The director of Bucks County Police's training center said all of these issues are inspiring younger officers from the city to seek employment in the suburbs, and not just from Philadelphia. My goodness. So they're not looking for the big cities, they're looking for the suburbs now, because you go to the big cities, they arrest cops, they fire cops, they dox them online. The Philadelphia Police Department is understaffed to the tune of hundreds of officers. Coupled with the pandemic, getting classes in and out, getting them through the academy, we in Philadelphia are dangerously at low levels with police on the street. Oh my goodness. And if you've ever been to Philadelphia, it's a dump. You got a little tourist area, but it's a high crime, terrible area. They're understaffed. They can't get new cops in. Great job, Biden. Doing a great job. Yeah. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? I can hear you. Speak up. You are on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Andre. I'm calling in from California.
Andre, up early in California, just a little. Are you? It's just after 4 a.m. in California. Are you getting up, or have you been up all night?
Oh, I've been up all night. I'm a night owl. I'm actually a university student. So
you're a student. What part of California are you in?
I'm in Victorville.
Where's that at? What part?
Southern California.
Oh, Southern California. Okay. So what's on your mind? You gave me a call. What'd you call in to talk about?
Well, I might actually be one of the most interesting calls you've gotten.
Oh.
You're familiar with Dr. Dre and Eazy-E, right?
I'm familiar with Dr. Dre. Eazy-E, not so much.
Okay, Eazy-E was part of the group NWA.
Okay, now I want to set the stage here. I want to set this. Being from Southern California, you know about production. I have been on the radio for 30 years, and you just said that you're going to be the most interesting call I've ever had. So get to the part where you become the most interesting call I've ever taken on the radio in 3 decades, longer than you've been alive probably. Let's go.
Well, Dr. Dre and Eazy-E, they were in the group NWA, which means...
we know what it means, and we're not going to say what it means on the radio.
Okay, yeah. I'm not going to cuss. But, yeah, I used to make music with their kids. And
oh, okay. Well, get to the part where you're the most interesting caller in 3 decades of broadcasting. Let's go.
Well, for a while, I used to live by that code of that's the police. But after everything that I've seen lately and finally growing up, I can see, I see it a whole lot different. It actually saddens me to see good police officers turn in their badges.
Well, wouldn't you? I mean, you know, you go, if you're a police officer and you're in, well, we'll pick Southern California. You're in Los Angeles, and there's a BLM protest in South LA, and you're a police officer, and you arrest someone, and they resist, and you have to use force, boom, you're done. You could go to jail. Like Derek Chauvin, who's in prison right now. So who wants to do that?
I don't agree with everything that BLM's saying they want to do.
What about this incident in Columbus, Ohio, where the girl was going to stab another girl in the neck and a hero police officer shot her before she could kill the other girl? What are your thoughts on that incident?
The police officer's a hero if he saved her.
That's right. He did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's a hero. That's right. All right, appreciate the call. I don't know. Do you guys think that was the best call I've ever had? Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hi there, can you hear me just fine?
I can hear you fine. What's your name?
My name's Diego. I'm from Southern California as well.
Go, Diego, go.
Yeah. I just
never thought I'd get to say that to a real Diego.
Right. Yeah, I just had a quick problem, with some of the stuff you said earlier. I think you were a little bit disingenuous when you were talking about how officers don't get complaints for good reason. You were saying that the only people that give officer complaints are people, you specifically labeled them crooks. I think that's super disingenuous of you.
A caller said crooks. The people that make complaints against police officers are people that are doing crime or people that support others who do crime and may not commit the crime themselves, like a cop hater might witness something.
Well, because obviously there are definitely reasons why somebody might have a problem with an officer, other than them just like committing some kind of crime, right? Like one of those reasons could be like if the officer is using excessive force or abusing.
Well, let's not talk in theory. Let's talk about some real cases. Columbus, Ohio. One girl is about to murder another girl by sticking her with a knife in her throat, which is a kill jab. The hero police officer in Columbus, Ohio saves the one girl's life. What's your take on that incident?
Sure. Well, first of all, do you know her name? The girl that was killed?
Michaela something.
No, Brian, you're wrong.
Oh, what is it?
I think it's Makia Bryan.
Okay.
If you're commenting on, you're already talking about this case quite a bit.
I don't need to know her name. I don't care about that. I saw the video. What's your take on that video? Is the cop a hero?
Take on this, you should be at least like a little bit more informed about this, right? Where you should know that.
I am how much more do I need to be informed? I have more information than the responding officer had. You've got two girls fighting. Let me set the stage and then tell me what was done right. You've got two girls, okay? One has a knife. She has the other girl pinned to the car, the girl in pink, who tries to escape. The officer pulls up, the girl takes the knife and starts to jab towards the neck. The officer shoots the girl before she can murder the other girl. The cop's a hero. He saved the girl's life in pink. Tell me your take on that.
Here's the thing, Brian. I actually think the officer was right in that situation. I think that was justified.
Okay, good.
But the problem here is, I think that you're underinformed on this situation.
What am I underinformed about on that particular instance?
Well, first of all, you don't even know the girl's name.
So what? The name's not important. Who cares what the names are? How does that change what happened?
Obviously, this shows like a lack of information on your end.
Not remembering her name, that's not what this is about. This is about, you see the incident happening. I've got more information than the responding officer did when he pulled up. No, the name is irrelevant.
We both agree that this is...
Okay, let's go to another one. Dante Wright. You know who that is, right? Who's Dante Wright, since you're in the names?
Sure. So let's set the stage for that then. I think that's like a term you like using a lot, setting the stage.
I can't... Dante Wright, okay, Brooklyn Center. He is on the lam. He's a bail jumper. He was on bail for putting a gun to a woman's head to rob her from $850 that she had in her bra. He choked her at the same time. He was a fugitive from justice with a warrant out for his arrest. He is stopped for because his mother gave him a car with expired plates. He stopped for a minor traffic stop. They find out who he is, slow down. Dante Wright then resists arrest and attempts to escape. What's your take?
Well, you see, the obvious thing here is that the officer messed up. This is all on camera. The officer yelled...
Oh, I think Dante Wright messed up. Dante Wright messed up.
The officer meant to reach for her gun?
I don't think she meant to... I think she thought she had the taser. But even if she had... Excuse me. Even if she had known she had her gun, that was, as sad as it is, what would be called a good shoot.
Okay, but here's the thing, Brian. If you think that she didn't mean to have her gun in her hand, that means that she messed up. After 20-plus years on the force...
So what do you think should happen to that officer?
I think at the very least, she should be off the force. This shows like...
No, she already is. She's been fired. So you're done with that? She's been fired. So you're okay with that now? She's left the force? You're nothing else? Just let her go on?
I think a possible manslaughter charge...
Manslaughter? Manslaughter?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Where are you calling me from?
I'm calling you from SoCal.
Oh, yeah, Southern California. And you do what for a living?
Oh, I'm a college student.
That's right, a college student. What do you do? How do you pay your bills?
I'm a freelancer.
What do people hire you to do? No, what do people... You're free. Okay, what do people hire you to do?
Graphic design.
Graphic design. What do you graphically design?
No, Brian, can I ask you what...
No, let me...
And what it has to do with this?
I'll get to that at the end. What do you graphically design, and how old are you?
I am 19, and I work on infographics, usually for company social media pages.
Oh, okay. Social media pages, and you're 19 years old. See, the reason I asked you all these things is because I wanted to see if you had any expertise, any knowledge of police work, and obviously you don't. Dante Wright was a fugitive from justice. His mother knew he was a fugitive from justice, wanted on a weapons charge, very serious charge. And his mother gave him a car with expired plates? I think Dante Wright's mother maybe wanted him to get busted.
We're not talking about Dante Wright in this situation because, like, his past convictions aren't really that important.
Oh, yeah. No. It is important. No. He didn't have a past conviction on this charge. Hold on. No. It is important. This is what happened. And hold on. Slow down. This is what happened. He got stopped on the traffic violation. Excuse me. He was stopped on a traffic violation. They put his name in the system and found that he was a fugitive from justice. He was a bail jumper on a violent gun aggravated assault charge. At that point, they have to assume he has a weapon. Then, as they try to arrest him, he resisted arrest and attempted to escape.
No, because he hasn't actually gone through the case yet. The only thing there you can actually say so far is that he skipped the trial. Beyond that, he's innocent until proven guilty.
But he was a fugitive from justice on a serious weapons charge. That is a dangerous person.
You can say that he's a fugitive from justice, but I think you think...
No, it happens because if you watch the video, they were trying to handcuff him, and he broke free and jumped in his car to escape. He was trying to flee again.
And then the officer, right? What did the officer do after that?
Well, she thought she was going to tase him, but she shot him instead.
Right, you just said it yourself. She thought incorrectly.
Well, yeah.
On the server.
So what? In this instance, she was actually she was going to cut him a break because legally she had a legal right to shoot him at that point.
But she didn't mean to, Brian.
But she had the legal right to do it. No, she was going to cut him a break. Well, listen, maybe one day, you know, do you live on your own? Do you have your own place?
I'm currently living in a dorm situation.
You live in a dorm. Yeah, well, one day you'll grow up and start supporting yourself. Stop living off your parents or whatever student loans you're getting, and you'll become a responsible, contributing member of society, and maybe you'll see the world in a better light.
Are you familiar with the term ad hominem, Brian?
I'm not a law student. We're not going to get into the things, but you heard what I said. I'm not attacking you. Oh, man, we're 9 minutes late for the break. That means that was a good call. Let's take our break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show.
Have you gone without insurance through the Affordable Care Act because you thought you couldn't afford it? The times are changing. I have exciting news to share with you from I Will Advisors. With the signing of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, the government has increased the subsidies available to people buying insurance through the marketplace. In fact, even people making over 400% of the federal poverty level can get insurance now and not pay more than 8.5% of their income. There's talk of people currently paying less than $100.
If you are new here, make sure that you subscribe. And everyone in the chat room, there's over 1,200 of you in the chat room, please like the video.
Make sure that you... The sooner you can start saving money. Call Dan at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. Do you think you've come in contact with someone who has coronavirus? Steve Kane's wife Lori did, and she went to any lab test now of Coral Springs to find out if she has coronavirus.
So I came into contact with somebody who tested positive for COVID, and I was scared, and I needed results right away, so I went to any lab test now in Coral Springs. It was great. I didn't want to have to stay in line for 2 hours.
Oh, man. Great calls today.
My nose into my brain. It was very pleasant. I made an appointment. They got me in within the hour. I was out of there within 20 minutes. Thank goodness the test was negative, and I can go back.
Oh, I'll be right back, guys.
They also tested me for the antibodies, and I haven't been exposed. So do what I did. Go over to any lab test now of Coral Springs. They give great rates for Steve Kane listeners, and tell them we sent you.
It's worth 15 minutes of your time to have peace of mind and know that you and your family are safe. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. Call them at 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Steve. I'm from Philadelphia.
Oh, Steve in Philadelphia, where you have a massive police shortage. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm listening to your show now, so, you know, I'd like to put my 2 cents in. I don't live in Philadelphia anymore.
Ah, okay. So you're from Philadelphia, not in Philadelphia. Okay.
Yeah, but I moved to Montgomery County back in September.
Okay.
To the Philadelphia police.
What do you mean? What's the problem with the police?
Well, no, I had no problem with the police, but I just felt that if I ever did need the police, they might not come right away because of what's going on.
Oh, you mean they're short-staffed in Philadelphia and they don't have enough cops to respond to 9/11 calls?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, and they also last Memorial Day, when all the stores are being looted in Philadelphia, they hit the shopping center around the corner from me.
Oh.
Said, you know, I got to get out of this city.
Yeah.
This isn't for me. And by the way, I really enjoy your show. I wake up in the morning just for your show every day.
Oh, thank you. You know, I was in Philadelphia many, many years ago, and I always wanted to go to Philadelphia because I wanted to see Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell. And I did that, and it didn't take that long to actually do it. I did that, and then I did something that was stupid. I said, you know what? I'm going to walk the city. And, oh, yeah.
If you're not with someone from Philadelphia.
I was not with someone from Philadelphia, and this was during the day. God help me if it was at night, but it didn't take. I wasn't far away from Independence. I don't know the neighborhoods and everything, but I was within walking distance when I started to get very scared. I mean, it was. It looked like a Spike Lee movie. Everyone's sitting on the stoops looking at me like, what the hell? I think I was okay because they must have thought that I was either the dumbest, craziest white boy around or I was a cop undercover, because what white guy would be walking in these neighborhoods, you know? You know? It's scary.
You know, the Philly. But, you know, I'm from Philly, so I know the neighborhoods to avoid. You know, I got to tell you, you'll get out of this. I have Facebook, and I have a lot of friends all over the country. And they've invited me over and stuff. And I thought to myself, if I use my GPS, the GPS would take you right through neighborhoods that you wouldn't want to go through.
Yeah.
That's the biggest.
You know, I got to tell you, I'm an Apple guy, right? And an iPhone guy. And, you know, Apple, and I use iMaps to go everywhere. And iMaps really should integrate crime into the directions so that you don't go through. Like here in Florida, here where I'm in South Florida. I'm not in Miami, but in Miami, the Miami airport borders some of the worst neighborhoods outside, you know, in America. And tourists sometimes get off on the wrong exit and they're done. You know, iMaps and Google Maps really. Because sometimes iMaps amaze me. It shows me the traffic, like, you know, and it's red, don't go this way, avoid traffic. They should integrate crime statistics into that so that you avoid these high crime neighborhoods.
Oh, I agree.
There must be an app that does that. Maybe I can get together with Mike Lindell and we can invent a map app that does that. It'd be controversial, but I think people would want to download it in droves.
Well, if you mention high crime areas, to avoid high crime areas, you're not mentioning race, so it's not really controversial. I mean, are you allowed to discriminate against criminals these days, or would that be a problem?
Yeah, you know, like in Florida, we have the Florida Department of Law Enforcement has a website. You put in an address, it shows you where all the registered sex offenders are. And sometimes I always check my own neighborhood just to know if there's any creeps in the neighborhood, you know. But sometimes I'll be in not such nice neighborhoods or near places that aren't nice, and I'll put it in, and it's like every other house has a registered sex offender in it. You know what I mean? It's like it gets really scary, you know. And so, yeah, I think do you think Apple would update iMaps to take you away from high crime areas with their directions?
Well, I don't have Apple. You know, I have an Android, but
well, yeah. So you use Google Maps. Same thing. Can you see them doing that?
Google Maps.
No.
I think they could.
They could, but would they?
Right now. By the way, am I on the radio right now?
Of course. Anytime you're talking to me, you're on the radio. I don't talk to people off the radio, except my wife.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I guess I can be nervous now. No, I'm just kidding.
What did you think? You think we were talking during a commercial break or something? What do you think we were doing here?
Yes, exactly.
Why would I do that? Why would I talk to people during the commercials like this? No, this is a good call.
Why do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Philadelphia. I've lived in Philadelphia all my life, and I've been living out here in Montgomery County.
All right, hey, listen, I appreciate the call because we're going over old territory, but thanks so much. One more call, then we'll break. You're on the radio. Good morning. Hey, Andrea, what's up?
Just a couple of things. I want to just throw it out there that people like Joy Behar, a lot of the callers that have called in this morning, these liberal morons, have probably never fired a gun in their life and have no idea what it would take. So Juan Williams saying fire a shot up in the...
Yeah, what Andrea's talking about, I didn't know about Juan Williams. Joy Behar said yesterday the Columbus, Ohio police officer should have fired his gun into the air. Apparently Juan Williams said the same thing. The problem with that is the bullet comes down to the ground at the same speed it left the barrel. And that you could kill someone doing that.
Well, that's what I mean about these people who have no firearms training and have probably never owned a gun in their life.
That's why when those of us that are gun owners, that's why you're trained to hold your gun down to the ground, not up in the air. If you ever watch a movie or a TV show and you see some cop actor with the gun up in the air, that's somebody that's never been trained or never used a real firearm. You don't put it up in the air.
Exactly. And the other half of this that I would like to point out to everybody, so they're moving to pass a bill, the George Floyd bill or whatever it is, that is actually going to defund the police.
Oh. How are they going to defund the police? With the George Floyd bill to defund the police, now this might be, I don't know. So there's a George Floyd bill to defund the police. Are they going to defund the police by giving their budget money in counterfeit 20s?
Or maybe in speedballs.
Exactly, yes. Well, that would be giving them more money because those things cost money. All right, Andrea, take care. I got a break. 35 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show. Indeed you are. Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you for years how great my pillow products are, but don't just take my word for it. This is one of our listeners.
Hey guys, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, and everybody in there, hit that like button. That helps so much. The like button. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show.
The mattress topper? Yes, I did. Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, Steve Kane Show.
I was thinking about buying a new mattress. My old mattress.
Hold on. Steve Kane Show.
My wife's like, well,
Richie, hold on. Doug, call back in a few minutes. I got to clear out a line here to call somebody.
I got it home and been using it for the last 3 nights. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like a whole new mattress.
I talked to other listeners with the MyPillow mattress topper, and they come in all sizes. The mattress companies have turned into con artists. When I was a kid, mattresses were two-sided. You'd have the mattress, then after a while you'd flip it over. Now you can't flip mattresses anymore. They don't make them that way anymore because people weren't buying mattresses enough. So the mattress company stopped making two-sided mattresses, and mattresses are expensive. I've had to buy a new mattress, and mattresses can cost well over, just for a regular normal mattress, over $1,000. So that MyPillow mattress topper is a big savings. It saves you from buying a new mattress and turn your whole bed into a MyPillow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I really love it. I sleep really good.
Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate that. You guys out there, remember, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. Now, when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com, save 30% off your MyPillow mattress topper and receive 2 free MyPillows. But you've got to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper. Turn your old mattress into a big MyPillow mattress. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Veterans and spouses of veterans, you may be entitled to benefits that you are not aware of, including long-term care benefits. Call attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group and find out what benefits are available to you. With offices in Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale, call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782. 1-855 FLA 3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
Oh, not quite ready. We're back. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Richie the bus driver, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You know, Brian, you're a
Steve Kane
smart
Show.
guy. I think I'm a pretty smart guy. 40% of the people that saw that shoot with the cop with the 16-year-old girl with the knife said the cop did the wrong thing, which tells me, you ever see a dog chase its own?
Yeah.
This whole thing is built on one big scam and lie. Let me tell you something. The police are not hunting black people down. When they're pulled over in cars, usually it is all people pulled over in cars, it's usually older vehicles because they can't afford new cars. And sometimes older vehicles have violations all over them. So they're pulled over, not because they're black or not because they're white, because their car has got something.
You know, I remember once when my wife and I were dating, I had a Chevy S10 pickup truck, and it was old. I was like, it was handed down to me after 2 people in my family already had it. And I got pulled over on 595 one night by the Highway Patrol. They gave me 5 tickets. 5 tickets. And they were for violations on the vehicle that they gave me. 5 tickets. Now, I didn't run. I didn't flee. I didn't speed away. I didn't do any of those things. I took my tickets.
Yeah.
Steve Kane Show.
This is all built on one big lie and goes all the way to
Steve Kane Show.
When you got a president looking at
hello.
Right on TV saying,
yeah, Steve Kane Show.
Systemic racism. The biggest racist in
Hold
the
on.
world is actually the president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Department.
Well, it was what I was talking about yesterday. What they're going to do is they're trying to federalize the local police forces, and they're going to find these big cities like Minneapolis will go along with it, with the Democrats running things. They want to nationalize and federalize your local police force.
Absolutely. The police are the best thing that could happen to this country for all communities. And if you don't have law and order, what do you have? And let me say,
well, I mean, look at what Biden's done. 100 and some days. We have no southern border. Well, there's no southern border right now of the United States. There's no southern border. And now the police around the country, they're putting cops in jail now.
Absolutely. This is so crazy, but you got a movement here to destroy the United States.
Well, that's why there are, I've had several stories today. I'll give you a third one. So I started in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Their special protest response team, they all resigned. And, oh no, bring that over here. I want to show everybody. This is awesome. I'll do that in just a minute. This is really cool. Do you know what I'm holding right now in my hand, Richie? Oh, this is nice. Tom Laporta just came in from Laporta Contracting. He just gave me the same roof tile that President Trump sleeps under at Mar-a-Lago. I'm holding a Mar-a-Lago roof tile in my hand. You know what I'm going to do with this? I'm going to keep this, and the next time I go to a Trump event, I'm going to get President Trump to autograph it. How about that? And then we'll put some kind of special coating on it to put on someone's roof. Maybe we should do that. Not a bad idea. Tom likes that idea. We'll talk about that in a little bit. That's awesome, man. That's much nicer than my roof. Take care of Tom Laporta. Laporta Conde. He's got to leave. He's got to go finish Steve's roof. Anyway, go ahead.
The last thing Nancy Pelosi's saying, that George Floyd is the essence of justice because he sacrificed his life. This woman should be a card reader. She shouldn't be. She's like.
Well, someone said the other day, a caller, I think it was Rolanda, and I feel very bad because she's been a regular caller for all these years, and she's told me before, and I never know, is her name Rolanda or Verlanda, but she's a great caller. And she said Medgar Evers sacrificed his life because and Martin Luther King sacrificed his life because they were on the front line of taking on those racist Democrats and knew that at each and every moment of their day something could happen. George Floyd was just, what he was doing. That's not the same thing.
George Floyd didn't deserve to die. I saw him.
Absolutely, you're correct. He did not deserve to die.
But George Floyd was a criminal.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm a big fan of Prince. My wife doesn't like Prince. And I'm not talking about Prince Harry. I'm talking about, Purple Rain Prince. And he killed himself through drugs. And I love Prince. I saw him in concert once, and it was the most incredible. Oh, man, you don't look like a Prince guy. I went to a Prince concert that was the concert of all concerts once here in South Florida. It's at the Sunrise Musical Theater years ago. And I love Purple Rain. I love Prince. I can't enjoy. I don't listen. But you know what? I don't listen to his music anymore. And the reason I can't enjoy his music anymore is because he killed himself with the OD, with the drugs. And when I got to hear what his life was like, it spoiled his music for me. And when certain people do certain things, like Michael Jackson, I know they went after the doctor, but and he did some time and he had a role, but Michael Jackson killed himself. you know, through what he was doing. The doctor had some responsibility, and that's why he went to jail. And there's a similar thing in the Floyd instance. There's a similar thing in the Dante Wright instance. You know, this girl in Columbus, same thing.
The whole thing, the mother of the girl in Columbus is telling you that she basically wouldn't have done nothing. She was wonderful.
Well, you know, if you go out and tell the truth, you don't get the settlement money.
Foster care child, too. And that Benjamin Crump is another race hustling lawyer. This is just one thing. And this is...
Let me ask you, has Crump and Sharpton set foot down in Columbus yet? Have they had feet on the ground in Columbus yet?
Crump made a remark. Crump made the right worse than the basketball player, you know, Mr. Know-It-All China. I mean, I don't even want to say
LeBron James, yeah.
This is all crap, and I'm sorry, the police are the greatest thing in this country, and if we lose the police, we lose the United States because they're coming after you.
Now, let me ask you something. Do you think that they would let me, you know, because Tom Laporta just brought me in this Mar-a-Lago roof tile, and, you know, you can have a Trump roof, too. If you call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting, he can put the Mar-a-Lago Trump roof on your house, so you can sleep under a Trump roof, too.
And here, because...
Oh, were you, Lynn? Well, I'm not talking about you. That's not what I was going to ask you, Richie. What I was going to ask you is, do you think they would let me bring this Mar-a-Lago roof tile into a Trump rally to get the president to autograph it for me? That would be, I mean, if I could get President Trump to autograph my MAGA hat and this roof tile, I mean, I would be a happy man. This would be like, I mean, this would be spectacular to have autographed by President Trump.
Trying to knock the police and tell you how to shoot a gun, the Monday morning quarterbacks that we have out here, which have no idea what they're talking about, including Geraldo Rivera, by the way. You know,
all right, Richie. Appreciate the call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hi, is it me?
It's you.
Oh, hi. My name is Jennifer, and I'm from Minneapolis, and I'm also from Brooklyn Center. I mean, right on the border.
Oh, wow. Are you in Brooklyn Center, or where do you live now?
Yeah, I live in Brooklyn Center. Yes, I do.
Oh, my goodness.
This whole thing is like a huge nightmare, you know? And I mean, for everybody calling against cops all the time, I'm a school bus driver. I've been driving for 30 years in and around the city, and I see what it's like in the streets. So I say...
Well, okay, slow down. What is it like in the streets of Brooklyn Center?
I guess where I live, I probably live on the opposite side of Brooklyn Center. I think it's like 6-7 miles around. But I mean, there's people doing 80, 100 miles an hour down 30-mile-an-hour streets.
Yeah.
I haven't went over by any of the protests, but I see all the shops, even the suburbs, like 10, 20 miles away, are boarded up. All the Walmarts, gas stations, because everybody's scared. You know.
Well, what are people scared of right now in Brooklyn Center? What are they scared of?
Scared of the looting, the rioting. They're hearing that people are coming here from other states. You know, because that Maxine Water was here inciting riot or violence the other day. You know.
Yeah.
And people are just glued to the TV.
Now let me ask you something. In Brooklyn Center, would you go out, like say at 8 o'clock when it's dark? Would you take a ride down to the 7-Eleven to get a big gulp or not right now?
No, I stay in a lot more now. I stay in a...
Would you, now before the Dante Wright incident, would you have felt safe doing that?
No, not necessarily.
Really? It's that bad?
It's getting worse by the week, shall we say. It might be the day now.
Wow, it's getting worse.
They're emboldened now, so...
Well, because they know the cops are afraid to arrest them.
Yeah. And I mean, what a sad, you know, I mean... So I'd say, for me personally, and I mean, I'm almost 50, I would say, like, even police chases, they call them off now. So they've had a few incidents, like, where people are racing in a tunnel. It's called the Lowry Tunnel in Minneapolis. Probably maybe within the last week.
So no more, so they can't stop people, so you can drive 90 miles an hour down the street and the police can't stop you.
They're actually having races in the tunnel.
So basically, Brooklyn Center, since this incident has become it's the wild, wild west. It's a lawless city.
Yeah. The city is definitely getting more and more like that every day. I mean, if you go out at night, you better have some You got to have some big guts to go out and.
You know, that's too bad. And I'll tell you, you know, Dante Wright's mother, knowing that he had a warrant for that gun charge, putting a gun to a woman's head, choking a woman to steal her $850 rent money from her bra, she gave him a car with expired plates. You know, did she want him to get arrested is what I wonder. What do you think? Why did she give him a car with expired plates? Knowing he was a fugitive.
Yeah, I just feel like young people, even like that one caller you had, they sit behind a keyboard. They're just led. Like, I had some kids on my bus, they had a walkout. And I said, well, why did they walk out? He said, I don't know. We just all had to walk out. And he was looking at his phone. So he didn't even know.
You know, we had that in Florida. After the Parkland shooting, there were walkouts of all the schools to walk towards where the school was. And the kids just got up and walked off campus at all the schools here. I could not imagine. You know, they think it's the Vietnam War or something, and they're you know, they don't know what they're kids. They haven't grown up.
Rather have law and order than chaos and anarchy any day. So like the police chasers here, they call them off. A few years ago, Highway Patrol was after a guy that was doing like 100 miles an hour. He went off the freeway, and of course he ended up slamming into some kids in a park that ended up being in critical condition or something. And now they call off the police chasers.
Wow. Wow. Well, listen, I got to run for a commercial break, but listen, you can be our Brooklyn Center correspondent. We're here weekdays from 6 till 9 a.m. Eastern, because you're in Central, right?
You guys know I have my bus route that I have to drive, but on my breaks,
Well, yeah, drive safe, you know, and from Richie the bus driver to, what's your name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, the Brooklyn Center school bus driver. So we got a lot of bus drivers.
Brooklyn Park.
She doesn't want to be attached to Brooklyn Center, even though she lives there. But listen, you feel free to call us on your breaks next week and give us updates on what's going on, and stay safe. And I don't mean that in the pandemic sense over the weekend, because the weekend is when it gets really rough.
I'm going out of town.
Oh, are you going out of town for safety, or did you?
Mom has cancer.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. All right, well, take care. Have a good weekend. All right, thanks so much. All right, we'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Have you gone without insurance through the Affordable Care Act because you thought you couldn't afford it? The times are changing. I have exciting news to share with you from my Will Advisors. With the signing of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, the government has increased the subsidies available to people.
Hey, Barry, gotcha. Hold on.
There's talk of people currently paying less.
Hey everyone, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And everybody in the chat room, there's over 1,100 people in here. Like the video, okay? Like the video. That helps the YouTube algorithm. You know, all the calls I take are screenless. I don't know who's on hold. The one call I just made is to one of our sponsors to do a commercial. I have no idea who's on hold. We take our calls screenless. I screen them on the air. All right, you know, Attorney Barry Siegel is on the line. He, our estate planning attorney, our elder law attorney, and of course he also works in the area of Medicaid planning. He is with us. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today, Brian?
I'm doing very well. What do you have for us this morning, Barry Siegel?
Well, speaking of Medicaid planning, what that is, that's helping people pay for the cost of long-term care. Let's go to a worst-case scenario. Let's say that there is a person, let's say there's someone out there you know, maybe a close family member, that's in a nursing home. And of course, nobody wants to be in a nursing home. But they're all filled up, and there are a lot of people in them, and there are a lot of people in them who are paying out of pocket. Maybe they have some assets and they actually have the money they could spend, but for how long? So if somebody has a couple hundred, a few $100,000, and they're spending $10,000, $12,000 a month at a nursing home, how long is that going to last? So if you know somebody that is currently in a nursing home and they're spending down their assets, that may not be necessary. We may be able to stop that financial bleeding by doing a review of the situation and possibly helping them with Medicaid planning, sheltering assets to get them qualified for Medicaid.
Now let me ask you, Barry, because Medicaid, people assume that that's just for very, very poor people that have nothing. That maybe if someone owns a home, like a condo, a house, can you help people like that?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, most of the people that we help do have a home. They may even have additional real estate over and above their home. So don't make the mistake of deciding that you cannot qualify without knowing the facts. Just because you have assets in your IRA and you have a home, you may even have a rental property and other assets, or even if you think that your income is over the Medicaid limit, again, don't come to that decision without talking to me or someone who knows their way around this, because there's so much misinformation out there, and getting that wrong information can be the...
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's right. So listen, and by the way, if you're a child who has a parent that is in a situation like this or will be soon, or you think needs care, I'm sure oftentimes the adult children call Attorney Barry Siegel's office too, right, Barry?
It's typically either the spouse of the person or the children that need to...
Yeah. And home care is where people do the best and live the longest if they have that ability. Call Attorney Barry Siegel. It's a completely free consultation. 1-855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. Attorney Barry Siegel, have a great weekend. We will talk next week. All right, take care. Our phones are on fire. There's only one opening where Attorney Barry Siegel was. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Good morning. Yes, you're on the air. What's your name?
Good morning. My name is Mike. I'm calling in from Minneapolis. How you doing?
Oh, man. Brooklyn Center, now Minneapolis. We're getting calls from... This is ground zero. This is like getting calls from Manhattan on 9/11 with what's going on up there.
Yeah, no, I'm calling in. I love your show. I just wanted to touch base on a couple points and see what your kind of points of view were on things. So... one of the things I wanted to mention was, although I do feel as though justice was served as it relates to the George Floyd trial, I do feel a sense of prejudice and that the defense was, treated unfairly from the get-go due to the media. I wanted to know your take on it.
Well, now listen, I believe, let me tell you what I think here, because I know some of you are new. I believe Derek Chauvin was guilty of manslaughter. Okay? However, I believe that a mistrial should have been declared, and he should have been released on bail again, and there maybe never should he be tried, because this jury was intimidated by Maxine's mob and everybody else that was going after them. Maybe this was the same verdict they would have arrived at, but we'll never know. So he did not receive a fair trial. Here's another thing. He should not be in the prison. He should be doing his time under house arrest. He's not safe. He's facing 75 years. And I don't support what he did to George Floyd. I believe he's guilty of manslaughter, and there should be punishment for that. But at this point, there's no possibility of a fair trial. And what they've given him is not a long prison sentence. He's been given a death sentence. They can't protect him for 75 years, which is how much time he's facing. There's just no way. One day, we'll wake up and find out that he was killed in prison, just like that one serial killer. I've forgotten his name now. The one that they found the head in the freezer. Not the Gainesville killer. The one that ate people.
I'm actually from Milwaukee. We're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer was under protection. He got killed in prison. Now, we don't, nobody has sympathy for Dahmer, but what I'm telling you is, You can't keep him safe. He has been handed the death penalty.
Yep. Yeah, and I think honestly, obviously, I think we all can agree that the jury was just terrified, and they knew that that was the rule that they were going to have to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I appreciate your response on that. The other thing, and this has to do with that Kim Potter shooting of
Dante Wright.
Yeah, I guess, and I listened to a caller maybe 10 minutes ago. What do you think should be the end result for her as it relates to what's...
Well, I think, I don't think I think terminating her was... I would have let her retire. She had 25 years in. I would have allowed her to retire from the police department, and that's it. I mean, I would have, I would have told her she had to retire. I wouldn't want to fire her in a way that would cost her pension and everything, because she, But he was, Dante Wright was a violent, very violent fugitive from justice. He jumped bail he put a gun to a girl's head and tried to rob her, choked her, and jumped bail, and was a fugitive for quite some time, and he tried to escape during the arrest in Brooklyn Center. So it was a tragic accident. I don't like to see anyone get shot, but this is but I don't live in the world of should. I live in the world of what's going on. And I was talking about Michael Jackson and the doctor. The doctor in Michael Jackson's case had some responsibility, but Michael Jackson, in my opinion, committed suicide. Sometimes people put themselves in situations like the girl with the knife in Columbus, Ohio. And no, Kim Potter, I'd allow her to retire, and that would have been it for me. So,
well, I was going to say, I just think the scrutiny of that city in itself, Hennepin County, it's just, they're forcing the hand on pressing charges. And I agree with you. I don't know, what else they would have done to appease the public, but... Yeah,
yeah, that's right. Now, listen, I got to run for a break, but welcome, and our callers from the Minneapolis area, we treasure you, because you're right there. This is as if the Iraq War was still going on. You guys calling from the Minneapolis area is like I'm getting calls from our soldiers on the field outside of Baghdad during the war. You guys are in a very rough area where terrible things are going on, so we cherish your calls. Your calls are not calls, they're reports. You're like reporters in the field, so I appreciate your call. All right, take care. All right, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll take, actually 8:01, we'll take our break for the top of the hour. Only one opening on the board at 1-888-GO, Kane 1-888-465-2631. We will take our break. Steve Kane will be joining us after the top of the hour, and we'll go back to your calls. Don't go anywhere.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beat. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net. Brian Craig here. I've been telling you for years how great MyPillow products are, but don't just take my word for it. This is one of our listeners, Todd. He bought the MyPillow mattress topper, and he called us live on the radio to tell us about his experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Yeah, I'm calling to get testimonials of my pillow topper.
You ordered the MyPillow, the mattress topper?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I was thinking about buying a new mattress. My old mattress was getting old, so my wife's like, why don't you try that pillow, that mattress
I talked to other listeners with the MyPillow mattress topper, and they come in all sizes. The mattress companies have turned into con artists. When I was a kid, mattresses were two-sided. You'd have the mattress, and then after a while, you'd flip it over. Now you can't flip mattresses anymore. They don't make them that way anymore because people weren't buying mattresses enough. So the mattress company stopped making two-sided mattresses, and mattresses are expensive. I've had to buy a new mattress, and mattresses can cost well over, just for a regular normal mattress, over $1,000. So that MyPillow mattress topper is a big savings. It saved you from buying a new mattress. And, all right, we're coming back, guys. Welcome again. Everybody who's new here, make sure you're subscribed. Click that notification bell. And there's way over 1,000 of you in the chat right now. Everybody, please like the video. That helps a lot.
Free My Pillows, but you got to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. 30% off the My Pillow mattress topper. Turn your old mattress into a big My Pillow mattress. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at mypillow.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE. 1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE. 1. And now...
All right, third and final hour of today and of the week has begun. My name is Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, and we have Steve Kane with us. Hey, Steve.
Good morning to you.
Oh, man, there's only one opening on the board at 1-888-GO-KANE 1, 888-465-2631, and we've had some spectacular calls and some correspondents joining us from Brooklyn Center and Minneapolis today, so we're doing very, very good on the phone. So you want to take some more calls? Or?
Do it.
All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Watkins.
Watkins? Okay, go ahead, Watkins. What's on your mind?
I worked in the law enforcement for 16 years, and after the Chauvin's conviction, I feel like wanting to resign because it's not worth it anymore. I feel like, the immunity regarding us doing our job is eroding away.
Well, what kind of police work do you do?
Regular patrol.
Yeah, what kind of town are you in? Like, where are you at?
In Hawaii, it's a county.
You're in Hawaii? Oh. So what do you do? You like Magnum PI out there? What do you do? What kind of... So yeah, I can tell you got the accent. You got the accent. So you're native Hawaiian. You're like Samoan, like The Rock.
Rich. No, I'm just a regular Caucasian person.
You got an accent, though. You got that Hawaiian accent. Well, hold on. Hawaii's different because mostly there's a lot of crime in Hawaii. I was very surprised by this because I used to watch Dog the Bounty Hunter, and he was in Hawaii. And there's a lot of crime out there, but most of it is like the native population. So it's you don't have the racial tensions out there that you have in other American cities, you know. It's hard to feel bad for a cop in Hawaii. Give me a break.
One of the reasons why I wanted to call is I wish that, because, now with our politicians putting in their 2 cents and the media putting in their 2 cents, I feel that they're swaying our society in believing that, they're like above the law, like they don't have to respect law enforcement. And what I think that can help our nation is maybe with driver's ed classes.
Well, okay, driver's ed. Okay, now tell me this. Tell me, when was the last time you arrested someone? Arrested them, not a ticket.
Yesterday.
What'd you arrest them for?
This person was for theft.
For theft? What did they steal?
A trailer.
A trailer? Oh my gosh. Were they white, black, Native Hawaiian? What were they? What was their racial makeup?
Native Hawaiian.
Native Hawaiian. Native Hawaiian. Did they resist? What happened?
No, they didn't resist.
Yeah. Yeah. When's the last... Okay, the Native Hawaiian. When is the last time you arrested a white person?
A white person,
He's got to think.
Maybe last month.
Maybe last month? Are you sure? What did you arrest the white person for maybe last month?
The parole violation.
Parole violation, yeah. Yeah. Now, in the last... Okay, so you arrested the other day a Native Hawaiian. Maybe last month a white person. May have been longer. Were those your only 2 arrests in that period, or were there other arrests in that time frame?
No.
Only 2 arrests. Okay, so 50. So what are you harassing white? 50% of your arrests are Caucasian people. What are you harassing the white folk for? Yeah. I'm just giving you a hard time. No, listen, it's yeah, I know what you mean. You know, it seems like you got a good gig out there being a Hawaiian cop, Hawaii 5-0. We got 5-0 on the line. But, you know, and you're in a very liberal place. And one of the reasons there's probably not as much crime as usual is because the lunatic Democrats that run Hawaii have the tourism shut down. If you travel to, have you arrested anybody on violations, or any of your buddies arrested people on COVID violations?
Oh, well, like I was trying to mention that I work in a very country area.
Okay, you're not like in the tourist area. Yeah, there's not as much crime out there though, because if you travel to Hawaii, you've got to go into lockdown in your hotel room for like 2 weeks and all this crazy stupidity. But you know, even though you've got Democrats out there, it's a different kind of Democrat and situation than in Minneapolis, Philadelphia. You know, in Baltimore last year, Steve, they had more officers retire than they hired. You know, and there's a major deficit of police officers. Yeah. Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, we are.
If you were a cop, would you take your retirement and
If I had my time in, I would. I'd retire. Yeah, you could. Some punk with an iPhone can cost you your whole pension or send you to jail.
Is when more of the police do drop out, and it's going to get. What's the line? It is going to get appreciably worse before it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, hey, 5-0, our caller on the line, 5-0, you know, Hawaii 5-0. If you get you guys out there, you get it. Do you think as a police officer, with the state of affairs with blacks towards police, do you think a lot of police officers let blacks get away with crimes like traffic violations? Are police officers less likely to pull over a black person for a traffic violation out of fear of something?
Yes, 100%.
Really?
I wouldn't call it out of fear. I'd call it out of good sense.
Well, well, both. Would you think twice before you pulled over a black person on a traffic violation?
Yes.
Why?
Because of the fear of, how things have been going.
Yeah.
I look for trouble.
Black Lives Matter, and then twisting, the situation around with whatever recordings and, social media backing.
Well, that's scary. See, you don't want, you pull over some guy, he starts copping an attitude with you, his partner in the passenger seat pulls out his iPhone, and all of a sudden you're out of work. Or arrested.
Yeah.
Gee whiz. All right, take care, man. All right? And all right, book him, Dano. Hawaii 5-0 on the line. Oh. 5-0. They did a remake of Hawaii 5-0 that was actually pretty good, but Jack Lord, what was Jack Lord's ethnicity? Was he Asian?
White. He was white.
Come on, Jack Lord was white?
Absolutely.
He looked like Asian or something. Like Mongolian.
Is Jack Lord still alive?
I don't know. I don't know.
I remember about him is
CA17 $20 super sticker. Thank you. Everyone thanks CA17 for that super sticker.
Road back there, I found out he was gay.
Jim Neighbors was the gay Hawaiian.
I think I think that's true too, but I think Jack Lord as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Good morning, caller. Yes, I hear you breathing. Once. Twice. You're on the radio. Yeah, what's your name?
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm Dre from California.
Hey, Dre.
Okay.
I am curious, and I'm going to bring up a point the other guy brought up too as well. You know, it kind of saddened me to hear him say that, you know, he thought of retiring.
Oh, you're talking about the cop from Hawaii, Hawaii 5-0 there.
Yes.
Why is it strange? Makes sense to me.
It makes sense to you, but you gave an oath, and
I'm hearing some mattress springs in the background. Who's making the mattress springs? Is somebody having sex in the background? I'm hearing mattress springs.
not here.
Okay, he laughed. Okay. Are you having sex, Steve?
Not here.
Well, where are the mattress springs coming from then? I'm hearing mattress springs in the background. Dr. Dre on the line. We got to cast a... I caught him off guard with the match. All right, hey, Dr. Dre, think about it and call back another time. One more call, then we'll break. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Ike.
Hey, Ike.
How you doing? Do you know who's calling this radio show? Because I had to call, man. I waited an hour almost just to get on this line.
Well, we're very popular. This is the longest running radio show in Florida. We're a very popular show. You've been on hold over an hour? We didn't keep... You're not going to be late for work, are you? Are you going to be late for work, Ike?
No.
Of course not. Why won't you be late for work?
But I want...
No, why won't you be late? You've been on hold over an hour. Why will you not be late for work?
Because I can go to work what time I want to.
Well, really, what kind of job is that? What do you do for a living where you can go to work whenever you want?
Self-employed, Brian.
Well, okay. What do you do for work?
You've asked me a million times. I do construction.
Oh, okay. What are you constructing today when you decide to show up?
Can we talk about...
Okay. I think we just made the okay, we just... Yeah, sure.
I'm not going to blame the police for that one, but I do think a black police would have handled the situation different, though.
Oh, so you think... Okay, so when people call 911... the 911 operator should ask the person calling what the ethnicity of her, and the officer who responds should be the same color?
It just happens that the police is white, but I think police patrol certain areas.
Okay. So this is interesting. So in Columbus, Ohio, a black cop pulls up. One girl's getting ready to stab another girl in the neck with a knife. That's a kill stab. What would a black cop do differently?
Okay, the black cop probably would have approached it. He would not have seen the...
But the girl in the pink would have been dead.
Hey, he would not have seen the Spike Lee's movie taking place. So he would have been comfortable. The community, they're going to respect. They're going to respect.
Okay, let's slow down. I'm going to play something for you. I know Steve hasn't heard this yet. I'm going to play something for you to respond to it, okay? After I play this and we respond to it, you can say what you need to say, okay? And since you can go to work whenever you want, the time shouldn't bother you that we're taking. Can you imagine? Okay. There's been a second piece of police body cam footage released from the Columbus, Ohio incident. It's an officer that has an accent. You'll hear a male voice here. He's talking to the girl in pink, who was going to be murdered by the other girl with the knife. And she tells the police officer what happened, okay? She's the girl in the pink that had the knife to her neck. She was about to be murdered. Here's the male voice is the police officer.
She came out at you with a knife earlier?
No, she just, that's what the police did.
That lady on the floor?
She came after me.
With a knife?
Yeah, so he got her. Can you please?
She came after me with the knife, so he got her. So she just told the police officer that the cop saved her life, that the other girl came at her with the knife, so he got her before she could stick her.
I'm not blaming the cop. I'm just saying the black police would have handled it.
So a black officer would have let that girl be killed, is what you're saying, stabbed in the neck.
No, see, why can't you let me say what I'm trying to say? So you trying to...
Okay, tell us.
Come on. Okay, all right. First of all, the black police, I would think the white cop probably was hesitant because he was probably intimidated by the environment. Black police would have been not intimidated by the environment. He would have physically intervened. He would have broke her focus. He might have had his hand on his gun, but he would not have drawn his gun. Unless it was absolute.
Really? Have you in the split second?
So the black police would have tried to get between the two girls, and I've seen that happen hundreds of times. I ain't gonna say
hundreds of times, lots of times.
Say that I won't say that, but I've seen it happen.
If let me tell you something. If that cop did not shoot that girl, the other girl would have been stabbed in the neck, and she probably would have died.
Probably slow reacting. The black cop police would have aggressively intervened.
Oh, I think this cop aggressively intervened too.
Nah. He probably was hesitant. He didn't want to shoot him. Sure, he didn't want to shoot him. So I don't think he was that aggressive. I mean, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The situation, but I just...
Okay, so you support the cop in Columbus, Ohio. You support the Columbus cop.
That's what I said. He did what he's supposed to.
Okay. So now we got to run, Ike, but you're in the construction business. You can show up whenever you want. You know, can you imagine that? When you go to work today, what will you be constructing?
You got to realize I can respond to you whatever way because you.
What are you? Yeah, I've asked you 3 times. What are you going to be constructing today?
You're asking too many personal questions. So that's.
Oh, really? Too many personal questions? He can't even think. He can't even think of anything. I'm adding an addition to a house. I'm building a shed. I'm building this. You can't even make up a thing that you construct. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would say we would see him on the unemployment line, but to qualify for that, you would have to have some point been employed. Now, I tell you this. I think I sound great today. I'm filled with energy, and here I am 2 hours and 21 minutes into the program, and I've only just gotten started. And the reason I sound so full of energy is because I'm getting a great night's sleep on that MyPillow mattress topper. Oh man, you know, every morning for the first time in years, it started on Monday, and here we are on Friday, a whole week. I'm waking up when my alarm goes off in the morning. For years, I've been waking up 20 minutes before the alarm, an hour before, 15 minutes before, you know, 2 hours before sometimes. Now I'm sleeping the whole night through until my alarm goes off and wakes me up at 3:30, and what that means is I'm well rested. I'm getting a full night's uninterrupted sleep with the MyPillow mattress topper. Now listen, Mother's Day's coming up. Mother's Day's coming up. There is no greater gift for the mom on your Mother's Day gift giving list than a MyPillow mattress topper. For your mom, your grandmother, your mother-in-law, your wife, which you guys can benefit from the topper with the wife, your daughter if she has kids. These are all mothers, and Mother's Day is their day, and you get them a MyPillow mattress topper, they will wake up every morning thinking about you and the wonderful gift you gave them. Now listen, go to MyPillow.com and do what I did. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. That's what I did, and you'll save 30% off the purchase of the MyPillow mattress topper. They come in all sizes from twin, single, queen, king, California king. They got all the sizes that you need. And not only do you, when you use the promo code KANE, save 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper, they also give you 2 free premium MyPillows. And If you want to see the mattress topper at work, go to my YouTube channel. My wife and I made a video of us unboxing the MyPillow mattress topper and making our bed with it, of course, with the MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. And you'll see how it works. You'll see me lay down on the mattress topper. And if you can tell by my energy levels today, I haven't even finished my cup of coffee this morning, and I'm feeling wonderful. The MyPillow mattress topper. Again, go to MyPillow.com, promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. All right, you're on the radio. Good morning. What's your name? Good morning, caller. Yeah, you're on the air.
All right, this is Dre from Cali.
Hey.
This isn't the same Dre we hung up on a couple minutes ago.
Yes, it is.
Okay, now you said, okay, I did tell you to collect your thoughts and call back. I meant another day, but you're back. Did you collect your thoughts yet?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
I have a very specific question.
Okay.
So, with all the madness that's going on in the country and all that, where do we go from now? Where do we go from here?
Well, I'll tell you where we go from here. We go to Donald Trump. We go to Donald Trump, who's gonna run in 2024 and win, and have his second term, a 9-consecutive term. You know, I think that this. You know, I started the show today talking about, you know, there's been a huge walkout of police officers in Albuquerque, in Philadelphia, Baltimore. It's going nationwide. They're putting trainees on the street to do crowd control at BLM protests in major cities in America. This will probably be the big issue that Trump runs on in 2024.
I mean, I don't want to. Let me check this out with the caller. Caller, are you there? Caller?
Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre.
Oh, is my mic on?
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah, there I am.
His ears aren't, though.
I think what the caller is asking is, are we going to make it until the point that Trump gets involved here? Because it's, for me, it's really dragging. I got to tell you, I need to. Let me.
I'm asking that too, but also I know it's controversial, but you know, can we?
Oh, slow down. So okay, there's still racism out there. Well, tell me, Dre, when is the last time you've experienced racism?
I see it almost every.
No. Experienced it. When is the last time you have been a victim of racism? Tell us the story.
When have you been subjected to it last?
Oh, it was more softcore, just people's opinions.
Give me an example. The last time it happened, tell us when, where, what, and why. That's what reporters used to do. Now they tell you, hate Trump, vote Democrat. But reporters used to ask who, what, when, where, why. Tell us the who, when, what, where, and why the last time you experienced this racism.
Oh, it was nowhere near as bad as political. It was Xbox Live.
What? It was what? No, I didn't understand what you said.
It was Xbox Live.
Xbox Live. Okay, you were playing video games on Xbox Live. How were you discriminated against and a victim of racism playing a video game with an anonymous person who, by the way, could be anywhere on the planet Earth? Tell me how about that.
Just because I was whooping on him and
he called you the N-word. Okay, now do you? Oh, okay, and you've been and that makes you a victim of racism. You know, you're from. How old are you?
I'm 35.
35. Are you familiar with Rosa Parks?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Rosa Parks sat down on the front of the bus and got arrested. Okay, that she was a victim of those Democrat segregation racist laws. Do you want to outlaw people's speech and not be able to call you names now? Is that what we're at now? Anonymous people on Xbox.
No.
See, yeah.
We still have an opinion.
Oh, there's still allowed opinions in your world. That's good.
People will still have an opinion, but there's just certain opinion, you know.
That you don't like.
I think basically where we should be getting at as...
How many kids do you have?
None.
Yeah, how long you been married?
None.
Yeah, probably because you're 35 years old playing Xbox Live video games. You ever thought about that?
No, actually, no.
Oh, really? Well, what do you think about it now that I brought it up to you? I mean, you're 35 years old. When you told me, I thought you were going to tell me you were like 19 when you mentioned the Xbox Live. So, I mean, 35 years old, I had a kid in school, a wife, a mortgage, and car payments, and you're sitting around. What game were you playing on Xbox Live last?
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk? Tony Hawk. Oh, my gosh. So you're sitting around at 35. You're 35 years old, no woman, no kids.
Does that matter?
Well, you're a bum.
We don't mean...
Yeah.
I mean, we mean the complimentary sense, but you are...
Sure.
But I actually called in to ask a question.
I know, but it's much more interesting in bringing up the things that you didn't call in for. He already did. Where do we go from here? Or do you have another question? He's right now he's reflecting on his life. 35 years old playing against.
I am trying to remember the last time we have had a string of calls of the dubious quality that the last 30 minutes of...
Yeah.
I mean, it's like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Surely there must be, you would think just by random chance there'd be a good call mixed in there somewhere.
Now, I will tell you, I played a video game the other day with my daughter. I don't sit around at my age by myself in a home alone with no woman, no kids, no nothing playing video games.
You want to know something? Let me tell you this.
Oh, my.
Unfortunately, I can't fill in a lot of detail on this. But in my own experience, do you know how many, you think the video games issue and the playing video games nonstop and the addiction and all that, you think that's limited to single guys?
No, but I think...
Gets married, you think when a guy, do you know how many, if we wanted to do a...
Oh, so one of your daughters are married to a gamer. I can tell. I can tell. It sounds like it. It sounds like it.
I didn't say that, but I can just tell you that I got a lot of daughters.
I know. It could be one of 5.
It could, and it's a problem in a lot of marriages.
Oh yeah, it's a big problem. Because yeah.
Do a really interesting show, which means I guess next week.
Yeah. You mean this isn't interesting today? Our phones are on fire.
Open the phones. I'm well. Okay.
So, okay, listen. Yeah, you're right.
So that once a guy is married, that he settles down and gets serious and all that kind of stuff. There are a lot of the gamers that never grow up.
Well, let me ask you. Now, again, of course, okay. Yeah, and is it a happy marriage with the one where your daughter is married to the gamer? Are they happy? Is she pissed off all the time about it? She gets pissed about it, right?
I think, based on the experience, I don't want to go into this too much because...
see, I got it out, pull it out. Who thought I pulled something out of Steve Kane here? Got a confession, Steve Kane confession.
I just felt obligated to share that little bit of truth.
Yeah, because he should be
out there talking, saying, what is he talking about, about the video games? My husband plays video games
happily. Are they happily married? Yeah.
You define happy.
The wife not being pissed off all the time because her husband won't do anything around the house because he's playing video games all day. That's how I would define happy. Oh my goodness. I mean, I had Pac-Man fever when I was 12. All right, that's sad. Oh, guess what I'm holding, Steve? Guess what I have in my hand? No, not my pillow. No. This is not soft. This is very hard. Yeah, Tom Laporta from Laporta Contracting came by, and he gave me one of the Mar-a-Lago roof tiles, and I'm going to try to find a way to get President to autograph this roof tile from Mar-a-Lago. But the reason that Tom Laporta from Laporta Contracting stopped by with the Mar-a-Lago roof tile is that this is a beautiful tile, by the way, I'm showing everybody. If you want to turn your roof into a Trump roof and sleep under the same roof that President Trump and First Lady Melania sleep under, call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting and turn your own home into your own private Mar-a-Lago. And, he doesn't just do the Mar-a-Lago roof, by the way, but, I mean, imagine the bragging rights you would have to your friend saying, see that? That's a Trump roof. That's a MAGA roof. I'm sleeping under the same roof as President Trump is. And you can do that for the rest of your life. Call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. This number rings directly to his cell phone, 954-604-4602, 954-604-4602. All right, we'll take our break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
You think you've come in contact with someone who has coronavirus? Steve Kane's wife Lori did, and she went to any lab test now of Coral Springs to find out if she has coronavirus.
So I came into contact with
great calls today.
And I was scared, and I needed results right away, so I went to any lab test now in Coral Springs. It was great. I didn't want to have to stay in line for 2 hours and have a swab stuck down my nose and in my brain.
All right, now, you ladies in the chat room, if your husband was playing video games all day, what would you do? Tell me what you would do. If your husband was playing video games all day, tell me in the chat what you would do.
Know that you and your family are safe. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. You can call them at 954-906-5983. 954-906.
Don't tear people down.
Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009.
He wouldn't be married anymore. I'd divorce him. Oh my gosh.
Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to read these on the air. Okay. Oh my gosh. You guys call it on the air.
And Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van. At the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out.
Yeah, that's the tile. That's the Mar-a-Lago roof tile.
And no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive, and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian, Steve Kane here. Now, if you're on hold, don't go anywhere. We'll go back to the phones. Now, Steve, during the break, I asked the married women in our YouTube live chat room what they would do if their husband played video games all the time, and they gave me their responses. Okay? These are for the women. He wouldn't be married anymore. I'd divorce him. Here's another one. He'd be out on his butt. Here's another one. I'd have an affair. One woman says, I won't even go there, which means she's married to one of these guys, I guess. Another one. We would be divorced. I'd throw the damn game into the canal. Oh, okay. Oh, here's one woman. I play them. I'm female. We'd play together. She's obviously not married. I'm talking about married women. Yeah. 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 Of course. Yeah.
Out to those women in the audience who have the problem and ask them how they deal with it.
Yeah, what do you... Okay. All right, we've got one opening. Or you could have your daughter call in, Steve. You could have your daughter call in. I'm not doing anything. Well, Dr. Janae Lemaski, she can help you. She could help her. No, but she could help your... Whichever one of your 5 daughters this is. I won't ask you if it's a black daughter or a white daughter, because that would narrow it down. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, this is what I would recommend. If one of your son-in-laws is one of these gamer bums, you need to call Attorney Barry Siegel, review that trust, and make sure that your what you leave behind doesn't go to a guy's gaming lifestyle. You know what I mean?
It's your job.
Yeah, right. All right, good. Yeah, well, I only execute what you have in the trust, though. You'd have to amend it for that. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Hey, Brian, Larry, how are you?
All right, Larry.
Hey, Larry. Hey, Steve, how are you? Hey, you know, when the Irish gentleman called earlier from London, it prompted me to look at all the knife attacks that have taken place over there. And in every story I've read, the police put the suspect down using guns. The other tactics just aren't going to work. And they've talked about the number of cases that have skyrocketed over there.
Maybe cops should go back to carrying swords and give up the guns, and they can get in sword fights.
By the way, there was one other thing. I thought it was Eric Holder, but it actually was Barack Obama who said this. If they bring a knife to the fight, we bring a gun.
Yeah.
Obama said that in Philadelphia in 2008.
That's right. If they bring a knife, we bring a gun. That's yeah.
It's peaceful set.
Yeah, that's President Obama. You know that old phrase, they brought a knife to a gunfight, right? Could you imagine, the original Indiana Jones? Yeah.
Remember when in one of the classes we had, a firearms class, you remember the one we had where the guy was a ranger or something? He was a trainer who trained the special forces in the UK. What do they call the SSA or something? Say this, and I know you.
SAS.
Because it was amazing. I
SAS.
Remember this. He said that he would rather have a knife in a fight close up than a gun. Do you remember when he told you that?
Yeah.
Close up?
Well, you have to be close up to have it work, but that you're better off.
Well, he was trained though. He was a SAS guy.
Yeah.
He was like in the UK version of the Green Berets. You or I would be dead in a knife fight, Steve. You and I would not win a knife fight. Unless we were fighting each other, one of us might win. But if we're fighting, if that 16-year-old girl in Columbus, Ohio came at us with a knife and we had a knife, we'd be done.
Yeah. Well, in field carry classes, they let you know about knives and you have just a short distance between you and the one with the knife to do something, so you better be ready.
I went to the gun range the other day with my new Glock 48 to shoot it for the first time, and I was in the gun range. When I fired the first round, I forgot to put my ear protection on. I thought I heard ringing all night. I was really nervous. I woke up the next morning on my MyPillow mattress topper and the ringing was gone. But you know what I saw at the gun range that I've not seen in such numbers before?
What?
Black people at the range shooting. I was surprised because that's not what you normally see. I've been going to gun ranges my whole life. And I could count on one hand how many black people I've seen at gun ranges throughout my entire... Until the other night. And I went to one of the major big ranges here, and I would need more hands, and maybe my toes could join in. There were that many black people that are law-abiding gun owners.
I heard yesterday that the police used to take politicians out to their training courses, and when pain was involved, meaning if they got hit with a paintball, their responses were completely off. They would shoot the good people and they would, because they wanted to avoid the pain. And he said, yeah, they stopped doing that because politicians, they don't want to know. They're plausible deniability.
Okay. All right. I didn't quite get that, but maybe I'm just slow today. Hey, thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, Douglas.
Okay, Steve, I think you hit it on the head. I don't think we have the time to wait for Trump to get in here.
No, so what are we supposed to do, Doug? We can't. We got no choice.
True, or are we holding them off okay?
We're not holding them off in the House, but hopefully the Senate will do the right
thing.
But
you're holding them off in either House.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
You don't know.
Hey, Doug. We're running short on time, Doug. So I'm going to run. But thanks for the call. We'll talk another time. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Brian.
Yes.
That I did with my.
Oh, here you go, Steve. Yes.
This is exactly what I did. We went to counseling for a year, and then one day I found myself fixing the gutters on the house because he was inside gaming, and this is what happened the following Monday when he went to work. I packed my stuff, but before I did, I cut up his game with a Sawzall and left it on the kitchen table with a note.
Wow.
Exited the marriage.
Why did you leave the house, though? Did your boyfriend live somewhere else? Why'd you leave the house?
Because my husband was...
Was he a husband or a boyfriend?
No, he was my husband.
No, did you have a boyfriend to go to, is what I...
Oh, no.
Okay, so why didn't you kick him out? Why did you leave the house?
Because I couldn't afford to pay the mortgage.
Ah.
I lost the house.
Oh, okay. And are you remarried now?
No, I'm living La Vida Loca, single.
Oh, there you go, Steve. You come on the cruise. Steve needs a new future ex-wife, I guess. What do you call them, Steve?
The next ex-wife.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't game.
I'm going to come on the cruise.
Oh, good. That's great. You should come. We're going to have a great time.
I'll tell you one thing. I may have my shortcomings as a husband.
Yeah.
I have my shortcomings as a human being, but you'll never lose me to gaming. That I can promise.
That's for sure.
Well, then I'm in.
Now, listen. No, seriously speaking, though, this gives me an opportunity to talk about our cruise because we haven't in a while. In January, we have our Steve Kane 2022 MAGA cruise. It's 9 days. We're going to Aruba. We're going to the Cayman Islands. We got 2 other destinations. We had 4 destinations on the newly remodeled and refitted Celebrity Edge. And call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot, and he'll tell you all the details about the cruise. I don't have time right now, but 561-244-5779, 561-244-5779. And if you're a single lady, Steve's looking, and that's really why we started doing these cruises a few years ago, is to try to turn them into the Love Boat. So, so we'll see you on the cruise, Andrea. All right, take care. Maybe she can sit at your table, Steve. All right, listen, we'll take our break and be right back. Don't go anywhere. The Gold Report's up next.
With diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health consequences, including amputation. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own therapeutic shoes and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to 1 pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts. Call the Sole Authority today, 954-597-7060. Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, we are back, and it is that time that you all wait for each day of the Steve Kane Show, the Gold Report. brought to you by William Youngerman of William Youngerman Inc. William, one of the world's leading experts when it comes to the precious metals. And we are very blessed on this program to have William join us each day at this time to tell us what's going on with the gold and silver and all the exciting metals. And I hope you've been following William's advice, because how long William's been?
A long time. You know what? I know he came with us right after Hurricane Wilma, so I'll look up Hurricane Wilma, and that'll give us the, because I remember when the banks were closed and the teller machines had no electricity, people were lined up at William Youngerman because gold is money, right?
With William and see how things are looking today. William, what's it look like?
Gold's looking good, Steve, as the cryptocurrencies continue to fall after Bitcoin hitting $65,000. Now it's back under $50,000. So tell me how that's a great store of value. That's a replacement for gold. I'm sorry, it's a casino in the sky. It's a non-tangible item that people have created as a great casino. And while it has been a moneymaker for some, it's going to require a lot of FIFO, which is first in and first out to keep your money. So that being said, gold has been a store of value for over 5,000 years. It is the only real money in the world, and it's showing itself strong today, and as it has always. We did see a little bit of a pullback after a nice jump the previous day. Yesterday, down $9.60 on gold at $1,784 the ounce. Silver closed out the day at $26.11, while platinum closed out at $11.98, down $10, and palladium was down $36 at $27.50. These defined trading ranges that we've been working in on the precious metals are proving to be very constructive for a much higher market. Gold up $11 this morning at $1,795. As we said, we thought we'd see close to, or at least maybe $1,800 this week. We did get up to $1,799 so far this week, and we may actually see over $18 before the day's over. Silver up 24 cents this morning at $26.35 the ounce, while platinum is up $47 at $1,245, and palladium is up $72 at $2,822 the ounce. And that being said, it's still a great buying opportunity for us.
You know, William, remember, I gotten a call off the air from a listener yesterday, and because you had mentioned appraisals from time to time. If someone has coins, like maybe a coin collection or some coins that they've had for a long time or have been passed down to them, you do appraisals on items like that, right, William Youngerman?
Absolutely. For over 50 years, we've done appraisals for banks, attorneys, individuals, and of course we do make a special thing for Steve Kane listeners. We give free verbal appraisals to all.
And I'll tell you something. You know, William Youngerman has been in business since 1969. Not to make you feel old, William Youngerman, but that's when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon. And in that type of business, you stay in business that long because people trust you with your honest appraisals of their true value. And I say that because a lot of guys out there, they offer you what they think you'll take, if you get my drift. So give William Youngerman a call, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, online, williamyoungerman.com. His address, right here in Boca Raton, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, on the south side of Palmetto Park Road, just immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway. All right.
William, and I may be dropping by later today. Maybe we'll see you. All right?
Okay. Take care.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I remember once you had a money clip you took over there and turned into some cash. So you guys can take anything over there. All right. I had so many audio sound bites. I got to really not many of them today, but we'll take some calls here. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, how are you guys? Good morning.
Good morning.
Dave Hall here. Hey, listen, I was dying. I was screaming, call this guy a bum, the gamer. It was just, I couldn't believe you said it as I'm laughing my butt off and telling you to call him a bum. My kid's 14, my boy, and if he plays it once a month, that's too much. He'd rather be outside with his pals doing stuff and
yeah,
raised, and that's how he's getting raised.
If For the fact that there's so much going on in the world and other things to talk about, I'd love to do a show on women who's who are having problems in their marriage because of the addiction to the internet.
See, what we're doing today, caller, is we're not doing the wives' problem today. We're doing the father-in-law who's pissed off that their bum of a son-in-law is playing video games instead of taking care of the grandchildren and working and such. That's the show today.
Jesus. I love Donald Trump. Voted for him twice. Think he's fantastic. But do you think it's time 47 and get on that train?
No. DeSantis can be, listen, I love Ron DeSantis. He's outside of the Trump family. He's the #1 guy in MAGA, but he should be the running mate vice president of President Trump, who only will have one more term, and then in 2028 he'll be our nominee and the president, Ron DeSantis. But no, we need Trump. We need Trump.
See that happen at all. I mean, I think that's a great scenario, but man, the way even liberal crazy Bill Maher is giving props to DeSantis, the iron may not ever be.
Well, as much as I love Ron DeSantis, when Bill Maher is praising him, I'm familiar with that. Do you think DeSantis wants that kind of praise?
It's going to be very interesting to see what emerges from this little rest period that Trump has chosen to take here. And see if he comes back as exciting as ever, or if some of the glitter will be off the rose. I'm mixing my metaphors here. Glitter off the rose. That doesn't sound right. But I've always had great faith in Donald Trump, and I still have the faith. And I say we take it as far as we can. And there's always time for, I mean, I like DeSantis. There's always
he's awesome.
On the road. But he's young. He's got time. You don't have to rush everybody.
See, DeSantis is the best governor ever in the history of all governors in America from our founding, but not this time.
Let me just tell you something. I do not relish the prospect of a race where I've got to choose between DeSantis and Trump.
Oh.
I've got... Trump is gets the first shot at it here.
Yeah.
And if it turns out that for whatever reason it doesn't work out, there's always time for DeSantis. You want to have fallback people.
Yeah, 20. He can be the vice. And by the way, I know people say they're both from Florida. Dick Cheney and George Bush were both Texans when they ran, and what Dick. No, I got you. And what Dick Cheney did was go get a driver's license where he had a second home in Wyoming, which qualified him. So all Trump needs to do is get a driver's license at one of his resorts somewhere, and he can run with DeSantis. Okay, hey, listen, thanks for the call. Oh, it's time to check in with Richard Pearl from Richard Pearl on Politics, which, of course, follows the Steve Kane Show weekdays at 9 on this radio station. Hey, Richard Pearl, what do you got on deck today? Oh, yeah.
Most of the things that are together. So we're going to spend the entire hour probably discussing that, other than a few minutes of other subjects. Would never know because I don't exhibit any of them. I don't have any arthritis or anything, but I've had 2 major car accidents, neither my fault. And I use collagen, but I also use hyaluronic acid in the form of a brand called Baxol. Baxol is a liquid, and I take it twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. It's incredibly helpful because it lubricates your joints. It's even the fluid that goes into your eyes. It turns into synovial fluid. So your skin, your eyeballs, your cartilage all need this so that you stay plump and you don't have wrinkles. I'm 60. I have no wrinkles. And partly it's due to me taking this product or hyaluronic acid over the years in various forms. And
Now listen. Now these before we run out of time, Richard Pearl. These two products you take. What form are they in? Is it a capsule? Is it a cream? What is it?
One product is called Genicol. I've been on it for 14 years. It's a capsule. That's the collagen.
Mm-hmm.
Take 6 a day, 3 twice a day. And the hyaluronic acid, the brand is called Baxil. It's a liquid, and it's a little gooey, but doesn't have a bad taste or anything. I just take half a teaspoon twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. The more you use it, the better. But you'll lubricate your joints. You won't have your skin will improve. Your eyeballs are full of it. Everything in your body is.
Wow. Well, listen, we're running short on time, and we don't want to run over on the time of the show after us, because that's your show, Richard Pearl on Politics. Don't touch that radio dial. Now, if you want to talk to Richard about these great products that he talks about, available in his store, Simply Natural, they're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can call the store at 954-741-4045. Located in Sunrise, just north of Sunset Strip on the east side of University. Have a great show. We'll talk next week, Richard Pearl. All right, Steve, you want to sign us off?
All right, that does it. We are off to our weekend, and we will be back Monday at the usual time. So until then, on behalf of our technical director, Tyler Kane, of course, you know Brian, my left and right hand, and I remain yours truly, Steve Kane. Until Monday, God bless America.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, that's it. We're done for today. All right, those of you that are new, make sure you subscribe. I'll have a new podcast today that I'll upload here on my channel. And I do make videos all the time that I put here on my YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe. And some people were asking about my C-SPAN interview. I was on C-SPAN a couple weeks back. I have my C-SPAN interview right here on my YouTube channel. And before you leave, like the video, please, guys. Like the video and subscribe, but like the video. That helps spread the word about my channel and the way the YouTube algorithm works. Your likes on the video help get the video recommended to other people that would like this channel. So that's why I ask you guys to do that a lot of times, because that helps so much. But I'll talk to you later, all right? Look out for my podcast later today. Thanks for watching.